masochism.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. Our regular keeper, Will, is not here due to, real-life insanity. He had to get locked up in an asylum. It's fine. He'll be back eventually, I'm sure. In the meanwhile, we have these fantastic people here, and I'm just going to remind you a few ways which you can interact with today's show. First of all, when we hit 20 retweets, a viewer decision will be reached, and you can decide something that's horrible that happens to us, and, our wonderful keeper Redundant UK, for this evening, or afternoon, whatever. We'll give, y'all a prompt to decide on. Also, every 5 subscribers we get, we'll get another viewer decision, which we're well on the way for that this morning, it seems, so far. Also, I would like to thank our sponsors, Fantasy Grounds, which is our tabletop of choice, our virtual tabletop of choice, and Tabletop Loot. Check out Tabletop Loot, everybody, for all your physical dice needs. They have dice jails. They've got all sorts of awesome stuff. I love their dice personally. They are on a roll for one of my characters. Definitely check them out. Now I'm gonna, swing it on over to Redundant, who can have us all introduce ourselves or whatever he wants to do. I don't know what he wants to do.
Yeah, hello. How are you doing? Hello, everyone. I was actually kind of thinking what all the commands were, and then I stopped and thought, is it sponsor? Is it SP? But we got Charlie in the chat to do that.
Hi.
Anyway, yes, we're here to do a Call of Cthulhu one-shot. With me being the keeper. It's been a while, so I might be a little rusty, so bear with me, but hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. So, let us go through the cast and introduce what characters we will be playing. So let's first start off with Greg Grimjack 213502 numbers.
Nailed it. Nailed it. It's been every year, bud. That's all right. Hi, I'm Greg Grimjack 21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. I'm here today to play in Redundant's Playground. I will be Asylum long-term resident James Jr. Hyde, who has been sent in there because he witnessed the death of his parents. However, there are some people that believe that he was the cause of his parents' death. They were found murdered and eaten. And so James Jr. Hyde has an infamous nickname inside the walls of the Sanitarium as Rawhide. Let's play.
Absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to get to see that character. Next, we have the lovely Love Lindy.
Hi. I'm going to be playing Tabitha Baginski. She is a secretary. She used to just be, regular retail clerk at Macy's, but she just got a new job offer. Figured she'd move out to wherever it is this town is. We're going to accept this position at the asylum. She heard there was cute doctors and benefits. And I hope that we have some I'm just looking at her character sheet now. I hope we need some shorthand or cooking, because boy, am I good at those.
Fantastic.
Pre-gens for the win.
Yeah, fantastic. Now going down, we've got the lovely Pruitt.
Oh, how's it going, man? I'm very excited. Got to play with you for a while. It's good to see someone and how they keep. Gets a little bit more insight into that person, so I can't wait for this. I will be playing everyone's favorite truck driver, Holland Mitchell. He's driven every kind of truck under the sun, and even a few that haven't been invented yet. So I can't wait to head on over to the Sanitarium to figure out why his wife was committed while he was out on the road, out on the long haul.
Fan-dabby dozy. And finally, we have Don.
Hi, I'm Don. I'm very excited to play this one shot and to see Tom in the keeper seat. Really looking forward to it. Love asylums, love sanitariums. They are where all the cool Cthulhu stuff happen. I'm going to be playing Father Garen O'Kane. He has been retired for a little while, living in Italy, having a nice life with his wonderful partner, away from the horror, away from the life that he led before. But part of his deal was if Caligula ever comes calling, he has to answer. And so he's come to investigate weird rumors about this sanitarium. And he's a little rounder in the stomach. He's been eating a lot of pasta. He's been drinking a lot of wine. but he might still be able to handle a horror or two.
Fantastic. I look forward to killing each and every one of your characters. This is going to be a lot of fun. Well, guys, as Lindy has said before, tweets and Twitters and all that jazz to help affect the game. You can do nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, all through donating and all that lovely jazz. But let's get started, shall we? I've got my cup of tea. I hope you've all got your cup of tea. And let's get in. Oh, there we go. See, look, half the cast already has got a drink ready and waiting. Brilliant. Almost all the cast. Come on, Don. There we go. Good enough. All the cast now.
Stay hydrated, gamers.
Okay, so we're going to start off. We're going to start off on a very old, rickety bus. It's just leaving autumn, going into the cusp of winter. All the trees have basically left, all the leaves have just fallen off, and it's becoming bitterly cold as winter takes grasp. In the bus, in this rickety, old, very uncomfortable, rusted bus, there sits 3 people, not including the driver. One, a very attractive... Are you attractive, Lindy, in this? Are you got a good attractive?
Oh, hold on, let me check.
What's your appearance in this?
You know, I'm above average.
Okay, you're above average. So we've got one above average woman there, and 2 other gentlemen sitting in the bus heading up this very long, almost scenic driveway up to this huge kind of Georgian a building. It's got huge pillars over the front, many windows, and it's almost been taken over by the wildlife of vines as it creeps and crawls over the pale white crumbling concrete of the building. And the bus pulls up to the front, huge front gates that have multiple steps going up, and again 2 huge pillars to this kind of like majestic wooden door before you. It's a solid oak wooden door. There are no windows, and all the other windows around you have got bars on them. If it wasn't for the bars, the place would probably look fairly decent. And the first person to step off is Tabitha. Lindy, would you mind just doing a quick description of what Tabitha looks like?
Oh yeah, sure. Tabitha, she's about average height for a lady. She's a little plump, not a lot. Just enough to be curvaceous. She's got really curly, kind of like dark brown hair. She's got like all kind of done up nice. She has a bit too much makeup on. She's trying to make a good impression. It's her first day. And she's got a nice blouse and a tight pencil skirt on with some little short heels, as was the style at the time. And she's got like her handbag, and she's kind of just gets off the bus and she's filing her nails.
Fantastic. And guys, if you wouldn't mind, if you could keep track of your nat 20s and nat 1s, that'd be great. Thank you. Next to come off the bus is Holland. Holland, if you wouldn't mind describing what your character looks like.
Yeah, what you see is he's not quite stepped off the bus, but Holland is he's a guy. He's got a plaid shirt, blue jeans, kind of work boots. He's got a hat. He's a man that obviously works with his hands, rough, calloused. He's not overly strong, but he is above average. But he's got a solid build to him. Not altogether unattractive. It's more of his personality that is unattractive, as he's stepping off the bus and talking to the bus driver. He's like, "Oh, let me tell you something. You need to go down and get these shots looked at, because while it did good for the scenic route, watching her bounce around as we head over here, motioning to Tabitha, that was hell on my kidneys. Let me tell you, I know a guy down. His name's Old Pete. Now he's not the young Pete. He's older." But you go down to Old Pete's mechanic shop, they'll take a look at this. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time. I enjoy mechanical devices. And he walks off and looks around. He's kind of pissed off, and he's looking to give everyone a piece of his mind.
The bus driver, who is a frail old man whose arms are no bigger than twigs. He's got a very long, kind of pointed, crooked nose, and he's got a gruff beard, not kept tidy at all. Clothes literally just hang from him, and he just turns to you, and before you go away, he gives you a very cold stare, almost so cold that it chills inside of you, and he just and he just looks away. Wasn't impressed with you giving him advice. Okay.
Yeah. You probably don't speak English, none.
And finally, coming off the bus, Garen, would you mind giving us a description of the updated, somewhat in the future Garen?
So before Garen leaves the bus, he whispers into a rosary, and he sticks it into a jacket pocket and stands up. He's a tall man, very muscular, but a little round in the belly now, wearing a red jacket and red pants that are just a little bit too small for him. He's got a red bow tie as well, and a red beard, so he's very red. He would be an attractive guy, but there is one thing that sort of mars his appearance. Just underneath his beard, not quite hidden by the ruff, is a series of scars, 4 pretty bad old wounds above his upper lip and 4 below his lower lip. If someone were to stare and kind of figure out what this might be, it's almost as though the scars line up on each side, as though he had at one point perhaps had his lips sewn shut or something similar to that. He bends down and he picks up a cello case, a pretty large, beaten black case, and it kind of rattles and clumps as he lifts it. And he steps down off the bus, lips pursed, and just kind of stares at the building thoughtfully.
Okay, so as you do that, as everyone comes off, you hear a kind of mechanical crunch as the bus driver close the doors of the bus, and with a kind of chug and a very kind of like almost a wheeze from the bus, it just starts chugging off down the gravel pavement and back out. And as you're standing there in front of this grand building, a chill wind just breezes past you to your very core, and it's almost like inviting you inside to get out of this horrid chill wind. And very thankfully, Pope Deadpool donated to have a wild magic surge for each of our player characters. So if you wouldn't mind rolling that, we can see what it... These are always fun, aren't they? Wild magic surges, they're always a lot of fun. Really for the keeper to try and put it in the story.
I looked up mine.
Okay. What does it say?
8764 is all within 50 yards. Smell like carrion until sunset tomorrow.
Okay. So this is a new town, a new area, and people just smell different. You know, how you perceive that is entirely up to you, but people just smell different in this area. It's kind of All right. So Pruitt.
Yeah, I got the 3383. Once per day, caster can create a loosely packed snowball. So once per day, I can start a snowball fight, and I know exactly why we smell like carrion. It's because Hall and his wife, they live right next to the slaughterhouse. He used to drop trucks for them, but they laid him off for drinking on the job. But anyway, who do they care? It's a bunch of dead meat.
Okay, Greg.
I had 7,008, and my character's boots turned to glass. So there's that.
Okay. I'll make a note of that.
Perhaps there's a prince looking for me. Right.
You're just looking for your Princess Charming. It's fine.
All right, and Don?
I got 1896, and I'm looking for the table right now.
Oh, hang on, I can do it.
All right, I got 1896.
Caster's face doesn't move when he speaks. -2 to reaction rolls. Well, we'll forget that. So,
I have a different one for 1896. That's weird.
Oh, sorry, it was 1896. Sorry, I did 1996. My bad. Apologies.
Caster's blood is strongly adhesive after it leaves his body.
Didn't you have that once, Lind?
No, I have acidic blood. Acid blood as...
Okay. Oh, that's actually
Lady.
really...
He's got
handy.
sticky blood.
So let me...
I have
From
glue
all of the
blood.
slugs.
That's all the Larrys.
Does that mean that he
Lots of
could
hilarious.
heal his own wounds off?
We shall see. We shall see. Okay. So, you're outside. You're standing before this great building, and to the left of you is a very old and dilapidated sign. And the wood is almost like crumbling off it. It's almost like the gentle breeze is enough to take it down. And you're surprised it's actually even standing with all the rotten wood. But the sign on it says St. Barnabas Institute and School for the Mentally Deranged.
Mhm.
And before you lies this huge, solid wood, almost beautiful door.
Oh, well, excuse me, ma'am, fella. And Garen starts up the stairs to the door and sets his cello case down and boom, boom, boom.
As you thud the door with a firm fist, a loud kind of thud just echoes almost like through the walls. And as you do it, the door somewhat slightly opens itself. It appears that these doors aren't locked.
Well, they are looking for a new secretary, so I guess it's my job to open the door. Hold on, let me get that for you. And
Oh, thank you.
yeah, it's like a new position. It's my first day. I haven't started yet, but apparently they're absent the last secretary, so maybe I won't get that on-the-job training I was hoping for, because my last job was retail. But, I guess we're just gonna find out.
Okay, so you
Alright.
push open the door and the loud creak of rusted hinges echo through this somewhat kind of like marbled entranced hallway. You could
Like
tell
it echoes and everything.
Yeah, it just echoes throughout
Of
the
course, I'll
entire
know when
building,
someone's
through
here.
all the halls. It's a quite bare. Again, it's something that seems to have just been lost to time. Like no one's had time to renovate it, to really clean it properly. The hard, like not cobbled, but the hard stone smooth floor is kind of like you could tell like it's got little chunks coming out of it from years and years of wear and tear. There's barely anything here apart from the odd bench on either side of these solid stone walls and a somewhat curvatured wooden desk with a nurse behind it, basically just writing down on something.
All right.
Excuse me, ma'am.
So you head up, and she looks up, and this is off. She's wearing a nurse's outfit. She's probably around, you would say, 40s, 50s. You could tell that she was once probably quite an attractive woman, and she still holds some of that beauty in her face, but time has slowly worn that away. She's got quite gaunt cheeks. Her eyes kind of still glitter with a bit of youth, and she looks up and smiles at you, goes, "Oh, hello. How may I help you?"
Oh, well, you see, my name is Tabitha Baginski. I believe I was hired here to be a secretary. I heard you had a secretary position open.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, our secretary position. Just one moment. Let me see. And she kind of fiddles around with all the papers. Oh, sorry. It was a bit low on staff, you see.
I guess that's why you hide her in. That makes so much sense.
Yes. Well, our last secretary, she left, and I've been trying to work out how this all comes together. But well, hopefully you'll be able to work it out or pick up a system.
I feel like we're
before
gonna
me.
get along great, and we'll be able to get all this organized and cleaned up, and it'll be great.
Absolutely. Okay, so if you just wouldn't mind just taking a seat over there, I'll get that organized, and I'll attend to these two
All right, sure
gentlemen.
thing. I'll just wait over here. I'll just find my nails some more. We did that the whole bus right here.
Yes, and how may I help you?
Well, okay, now that you got your lady problems settled, I have a lady problem of my own. I got home, and my wife is gone, and there was a note saying that she was committed to this here establishment. Now, I'm just a simple man, okay, but my wife, Michelle, she's there. Mm-hmm. She's my rock, okay? I get home from the road. My meal is waiting on me at 7 p.m. every night, like it's supposed to, except not this trip. So, you gonna tell me why you kidnapped my wife?
Well, we don't kidnap people. That is somewhat we're here to help them. So let me just look her up just here, just very quickly. And she kind of goes through a load of files and tries to look. What's your surname, please?
Michelle Mitchell. What you looking for?
Michelle Mitchell. Yes, we have a file here, okay? No problem. Well, if you just take a seat, I will get a doctor to come and we can sort that out for you, okay?
Uh-huh. And he goes over and kind of leans on the wall and stands.
Okay, and how may I help you, sir?
Garen sort of stopped just inside the doorway, and he's done like a slow turn around this entryway. Are there any doors connected to this room? Like, are there stairs going up?
Yes, there are no stairs going up. There is just a plain wall behind her, but on either side there are two doors going either way.
Okay. He does that slow turn around, and then manages a small smile for the nurse. Says, yes, well, I'm Father Garen O'Kane, and I'm here from the Boston Diocese, and I believe that I'm here to administer some last rites to, I think they lost the name of the patient.
Right, okay, last rites. We haven't had anyone for a while, and she looks through the papers and anything. Are you sure you're supposed to be here? And if you want to do a persuade to try, and if you want to roll a persuade to try and persuade her.
Yeah, he'll smile and say, well, the Boston Diocese, they get things wrong pretty frequently, but usually they're good about the last rites. So I'm pretty sure you must have some patient who's sick, or perhaps they requested a priest. Oh, try that again. That is, I'll spend 3 luck to make that a success.
Okay. So, after you explain the situation, she kind of thinks for a moment. Yes, I mean, we have a number of people that are on, well, not long for this world. I suppose it's always handy to have one here. Maybe one, passed away in the night. No problem. Okay, not a problem. Well, I will get the doctor for you as well, if you'd like to just take a seat.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And I really like your hair. I just thought I would say that.
Well, thank you. That's very generous. It's so hard to stay all prim and proper in a place like this. And she kind of just walks off, and she goes to a side door. You guys are just sat in there for a moment, and it's not long, for a minute or two, before she comes out with a tall, slender doctor. He's got a doctor's coat on. He's wearing a nice bow tie. His hair is slicked to one side, all very neat and proper. He has these pale blue eyes, a kind of like thin nose, and kind of pointed chin. You could guess that he's probably in his 50s around that time, and he comes in. There's a bit of a whisper, and looks up, and he approaches you. Goes, yes, you are all here for a reason, yes? Sorry,
yes,
allow me to.
indeed.
Yes, sorry. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Helmut von Hilfy. Dr. von Hilfy. And I am the chief doctor around these parts. And Nurse Hunter told me that you each require somewhat of my attention. Yes, you lovely girl. I believe Nurse Hunter will deal with you. So if you wouldn't mind just following her, that will be great. Thank you.
All right then, I'll be talking to you later, Dr. Hilfy, about how you would like your all the desk procedural stuff done for you. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Yes, thank you. Now, you two have a more, as you say, you say that we have instituted your wife?
Yeah, you kidnapped my wife and locked her in a loony bin. So I'm here to pick her up and take her home. If
and
that is okay with you.
He kind of steps back, almost insulted that you would insinuate that he would kidnap a person. And he goes, "We do not kidnap people. We help people. This is a place of healing. You understand? It must have been possibly. We do not go out. You see, they come to us. So either the local authorities brought her here, or she came here voluntarily. Either way, we will get to the bottom of this. And you are the father for the last rites, yes?"
Yes, that's right. I'm Father Garen O'Kane. I hear you have someone who requested last rites, or is perhaps very sick right now.
Yes. I think I know the person that you are talking about. I think I know the person. Yes, okay, well, we shall deal with that. If you two gentlemen will please follow me, and we will get everything all sorted. And he takes you. So, Nurse Hunter took Tabitha to the right-hand side, and the doctor is taking you two to the left-hand side through the door. He opens up the door and walks through. As you walk through, it's into a long corridor. There are, again, quite solid wooden doors on either side. This one is slightly a bit more decorative. You would think that perhaps this is more of the doctor's wing, where it's more where they go, whereas possibly the other side is more patient's wing. Because there are a few paintings up there. Give it a bit of. There's even a plant in the corner, which is, it's somewhat out of place in such a gloomy setting. And he kind of walks up and he opens the door, goes, okay, Father, if you would like to go into this room, I will be with you very shortly. And Mr. Mitchell, we will find a file for your wife and we will get everything sorted.
I certainly hope so. Dinner time's coming up. She's got to still cook it, so.
Okay, so do you go in, Garen?
Yep. He'll stop at the door for just a second. He'll look back to the doctor and say, would you mind telling me just who is the patient who is getting the last rites? I'd like to know a little bit something about the people that I care for.
Yes. Well, the patient you're talking to is Mr. Hyde. He is very close, I believe, to death. It has been touch and go, and we'd rather have you here, just in case. He has been with us for quite some time, and if I'm brutally honest, I think it would probably be it would be a mercy for him to go into God's loving hands. He has not had a very good time.
And your care for him here has been adequate?
We have done all that we can. Well, the procedures that we do are numerous, and mostly through therapy and talking and discussing things. We did occasionally try electrotherapy to try and encourage, curing him, but nothing seemed to work. So after a while, we tried to make him as comfortable as possible. Sometimes we cannot fix what is broken.
Yes, unfortunately, I know that is the case. Well, thank you very much, and I'll see you here soon, Doctor. But you'll step in, but can I, in passing, make a psychology roll to see whether or not his story seems honest?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
That is a regular success.
Okay. You probably get the idea that he isn't telling you the whole truth. He is telling you the truth, but there are more details to it that he is quite clearly avoiding. He has no interest whatsoever to go into specifics or anything like that with you.
Okay.
But you don't
he'll
get any indication he's lying.
Okay. He'll go ahead and head into the room, though.
Okay, so you head into the room. It's a fairly basic room. There's like a couch there. There's a plant, a few paintings on the wall. It seems a fairly pleasant room. And as you walk in, he closes the door behind you. And a few doors down, he goes, yes, Mr. Vigil, would you like to come in with me and we'll get everything sorted?
Yeah. Because now we need to fix this broken home that you have created, since you're talking about fixing breaking things.
Yes, don't worry. We will get it all sorted. And he beckons you to enter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by all means, you first, sir.
He walks in. Very well. Then he walks in, and you can see a desk, and he sits down behind the desk, and he offers you to have a seat.
He reluctantly sits.
Okay, so as this is happening, Lindy, Tabitha's been escorted through the other side. Now, this side is a lot more... Well, you can quite clearly see that this is kind of like... There's an office to your right, which is like a back office where most of the admin work has been done. But a bit further down the corridor, you can quite clearly see thick bars blocking the corridor. And you can quite clearly see that there are guards there on both sides, and you can see some patients. So you're pretty sure you're quite... This is the side where they keep all the patients, and the nurse shows you. Goes, if you would go into this room, please.
Oh, sure.
And could you roll a wild magic surge, please, Tabitha?
I'd love to.
Oh my god.
It would be a delight. Oh wow, that's a really low one.
What's the number?
0571. I can't be burned by steam or scalding water.
Very handy.
I'm gonna make everyone coffee constantly, and I won't worry about spilling it on myself.
Yeah. You are that good at making coffee.
I'm so good at being a secretary and cooking. This goes into my very high cooking skill. I can do all that. I never get burned by the steam of the boiling water. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. So, as you all sit down in your respectable rooms, you're inside. Your room again is like admin. There's desks all over the place, and the doctor sits in front of you. Pruitt, and he starts talking to you about the situation, and then each and every one of you hear a noise behind you, kind of like a bang. And as you turn around to look, you see that the door behind you is not what it was. The door behind you is solid iron, rusted iron. The walls around you, a solid rusted iron. The grates before you have got holes in where what you hope was just water, but other fluids have just dropped down. And as you turn back to what you once saw, all you see is just a plain white wall. Nothing before you. There's nothing in the room. It's just a harsh, solid iron kind of encasement in a closed room, and you have one single steel chair in the room. That includes you, Grim, Greg too. You see this as well. This is the room that you're in as well.
Yup. Well, fuck this.
Okay.
He's the only experienced one. I think I'm gonna need like a typewriter and a desk. And how am I supposed to make coffee in here? There's not even like a coffee machine. This isn't a very good secretarial room.
Can we hear each other? Like,
You
can we, like, with...
Yes. you
Okay.
can.
Well, as soon as Tabitha would say something, James would go, "Hey, is there someone else there? I can hear somebody talking."
Oh yes.
Are you
Welcome
talking?
to Saint Barnabas Institute and School for the Mentally Deranged. My name is Tabitha Baginski. I'm the secretary here. How can I help you?
I don't know you at all. I don't know you. Are you them? You're
Who is
Come in,
that,
take a-
sir?
come in.
Are you one of
What?
the mentally deranged? I
No.
think I haven't been taught how to file and process paperwork yet, so I just need you to say yes or no.
Yes or no?
Oh, that's real close. All right, we're just gonna go with a solid maybe. What's your name?
Rawhide. James.
That-
James.
Okay, that's a much, Mr. James Rawhide.
Yes and no.
Okay, well, you're getting there. It's, and or, okay, maybe he's got an issue with prepositions, or,
What's your room look like? Where are you?
I'm in the office. It's got, some nice white walls. We could do with some paintings. The doors are a little iron barry right now, but I feel like with the fresh coat of paint, we won't even notice.
As you
There's
say
a grate on the
doors,
floor.
As you say the doors are iron barred, the door just goes... All of your doors just start to slowly creak open with a
I think someone's here.
gut-wrenching
I'll take
What?
You gonna go out and take a look?
Yeah,
Rawhide
I
would
think
be
someone's
at the
here.
door in a flash.
Okay, so Rawhide sticks his head out and has a look like that. As you do that, you see Tabitha stick her head out and have a look like that, so you two can see each other's heads, just looking up and down like that.
Hey, James Rawhide.
Yes and no.
Okay, it's solid maybe. I'm Tabitha Baginski, secretary. It's a pleasure to meet you. How long have you
John.
been waiting?
Huh? What? Where are we?
We're in St. Barnabas Institute School for the Mentally Deranged.
But where are we?
I think it's somewhere in Massachusetts. I kind of fell asleep on the bus. It was a long bus ride. I can only file my nails for so long before I get tired of it. Even I
He's
get
gonna
tired
walk
of it
out.
sometimes.
So you walk out, and it's a very long, straight corridor. And as you look up and down, you can quite clearly see that these solid iron doors just dot either side all the way down. You see a single door at the end of one side, and at the far end of the other, you see a figure. What are you doing, Garen? What are you going to do, Garen?
Garen listens to the conversation quietly, and he sits down on the metal chair. He puts down at his feet his cello case, and he flicks the clips, opens it up, and he pulls out a gleaming, very fancy-looking sword. It has an ivory hilt with like gold inlay wrapped around it. And he further will take his rosary and kiss his rosary, and then he'll tie it and wrap it around the hilt of the sword. And he'll stand up. He'll sort of lean the sword back over his shoulder. And then he's going to stand and wait just about a foot still inside the cell, listening, seeing what he can hear.
Okay. All right. Alan?
Holland, he's one that's usually just expects to be listened to. So like the whole time he gets in there, sits down and pulls a cigarette out, and he's like, "Now listen, I've been driving trucks for quite a while. I've been driving all kinds of trucks. Let me tell you something. You gonna take my what the hell?" And looks at, where's that no good doctor? What the hell is going on here? And he will get up and like go to the door, like, "Hey, what is this?"
Okay. The doors open. It just, as you hit it, it basically just goes quite clearly
What the
open.
hell?
And as you
Michelle?
peek out,
Michelle?
you see James and Tabitha.
Oh no, it's Tabitha. My name's now Michelle. I know, like, I kind of look like a Michelle, but it's Tabitha.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we were on the bus to get. I'm looking for my wife. Okay.
Okay.
Let me tell you about my wife.
What does she look like?
Well, she's about yay tall. She's got kind of sandy blonde hair.
Right.
She's pretty as the dickens. Although she has seen better days, but she does her best. She does the best with what God gave her.
Sounds just like my wife.
Well, maybe they were twins. And does he notice is James is he in are you in sanatorium garb?
No. You're in the exact same clothes as you started with, apart from James, who is in sanatorium.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. It's he's dressed.
Yes, he is dressed as a patient. Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe you've seen her. Her name's Michelle. You ever seen a Michelle here? She look kind of like that.
Have I?
No?
Would you have seen a Michelle?
I need to get the Call of Cthulhu things out. Roll me. Oh. Sorry, bear with me. I need the skills. Forgot to get the skills. Roll me a. You know what? Do an intellect roll, an idea roll.
Oh, that's a hard success for.
You have heard of someone called Michelle.
Yep.
You're not entirely sure when you heard the name, but you have heard the name. But you can't remember seeing anyone to fit that description. But you have heard someone talking about it in the sanatorium, talking about it.
I heard them all talking about it. Plague of Madness, Michelle, a whole bunch of other things. Get the pitchforks and the torches and the Michelle, and then I heard her name again. I heard her. I can help you.
My pitchforks and torches like medieval times? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, what, they think she was a witch? What the hell's kind of place is this?
This is St. Barnabas' Institute and School for the Mentally Deranged.
It's at that point that Garen steps out of his cell and turns his sword over his shoulder. He says, well, you see, this is a bastion of hell, and everyone here is determined to commit a great evil. We're all here together, and if we want to survive, we need to start thinking a little more, and maybe start talking a little less.
James would saddle up beside suit.
James would saddle up beside Tabitha. Do you see the sword?
I do.
See the sword?
He's got like a massive sword. I had no idea.
Well,
no, it's just
What happened to your cello?
Oh, I don't actually play cello. This is more my instrument.
As you guys are talking to Garen, the shape that was further down the corridor is actually behind Garen. And you blink, and the shape seems to have gotten somewhat closer.
What's that? Did you bring someone else with you, Father O'Kayan? Because there's some shadow guy right behind you. Maybe it's the doctor. Is it the Dr. Von Helfer?
No, ma'am. It's probably some great evil that we either need to run from or destroy. So turn around.
Well, you seem real knowledgeable about this. I'll take your word for it.
I don't know if I trust a priest who's going to be devious enough to carry a sword around in a cello case. That just seems rather nefarious.
Well, listen.
Seems real exciting is what it seems to me. My mother would
sometimes the police, they'll just take the sword from you if if they see it out in the open. You just can't walk around with a sword. You learned that one, early on.
You blink again and it gets closer.
Oh god, we should stop blinking. If we never blink, it won't get closer. Like an Enderman.
So is anyone directly staring at it?
Tabitha is for sure.
Yeah, Hall would be staring at it because he thinks it's the doctor.
Anyone else? Come on, be honest.
Well, if I'm being honest, Rawhide is staring directly at the sword.
Okay. All right, so okay,
I'm
so
trying real hard not to blink while I
okay,
stare
so
at it.
as you see this
Yeah,
this thing
don't
start
blink.
to approach you, you see that it's not so much that it's kind of vanishing and reappearing, it's just moving incredibly fast. And as you just blink naturally and just
I
concentrating
want to
on
try
it more,
not to blink.
you notice that it is somewhat moving, just like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And it's moving, it looks like a patient. He's got the patient's clothes on. His arms and limbs are kind of like at odd angles, and every time it moves, its limbs kind of go like towards you. As you see, as it gets closer, the face, there are no eyes, just black voids for the face, which seems to be stuck in an almost screaming fashion as the jaw drops lower than it should. And in the jaw, if you look closely enough, because you are intently looking at it, you can see that there are bits of wire pulling back of the jaw. So it can't, it's just basically a permanent like that, and it starts to get closer. Now, everyone you two who started directly at it, could you do sanity checks for me, please?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Garen's looking too.
Okay, so you want to do a sanity check for me, please?
Stop it. All right. That is a.
I did not succeed.
Okay.
It's probably because I didn't blink.
Reminds me of a food poison I got from some mountain oysters down in Louisiana way.
Oh god.
So who failed?
Me.
Anyone else? No. Okay. So, Tabitha, you are kind of like awestruck by this thing. It is so alien to you that it is beyond comprehension. It's terrifying, but you just can't look away. And what's even more terrifying is that in your head, you can hear, as it's approaching, a kind of low wailing of kind of like a constant suck of air that doesn't let up. And it seems to fixate on you and starts to come forward, and its arms come out like almost as like it's begging to, for help. And it just starts to come like as it starts to mention it.
It's also a temporary insanity because it's 5 in one go.
Your temporary insanity is that you think this noise it's saying something, and you want to know what it's saying.
Hold on, can you everyone just be quiet? I think he's saying something. It's real freaky, but I gotta know what it is.
Yeah, I think it's a wedding.
You don't want to know. Everyone, let's run the other direction all at once now, like your life depended on it.
So do you polish it like once a week, or do you shine it?
Honestly, I've never even maybe every other day.
It looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Can't tell.
Maybe you're in it. Well, let's just go. Garen turns away from the shadow and just.
Okay, you start running, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyone else turning and running? James?
Oh yeah, James is following the sword.
Okay. Holland?
Yeah, Holland starts turning around yelling for Michelle, we gotta get out of here. There's some crazy shit going on.
Okay, Tabitha, you really want to hear what this person
I really want to hear what he wants to say. I think I'm just gonna start walking backwards.
Okay,
hell.
so while the other
power
three have
walking,
just
because I don't want to be alone in case he's dangerous. Because I am in a mental asylum. I read the pamphlet, but I do want to know, so I want to stay in the back.
Okay, no problem. So the other three have just started to run down this long corridor. Whereas you're kind of backing up, you're trying to keep distance. Yeah. And now it's close enough. It's not in touching range.
Can I understand it now?
And it's still very much, it's basically just a and as it gets close enough to it, with its mouth open, it basically, you can see tiny insects just start pouring in and around the mouth. And as you're fixated on that, it lunges forward to try and grab your arm. All right.
Oh, hell.
Oh no. Maybe he was just trying to tell me he had a bug in his throat. Too late now.
It's staying to reason.
Righty. Okay, so that's 14. Well, that's a very good success. So this creature, its arms kind of goes forward, and as you push away so it doesn't, the other arm kind of in an unnatural kind of motion twists and turns and then grabs hold of the other, and the cold touch almost like burns your skin to a, you know, like when it's really, really cold, it almost hurts, not to the point of like you have to go away, but it's uncomfortable. And you stare into this mouth. And as you're staring into this mouth, I would like you to roll another sanity check for me.
Another sanity check? Sure.
Yes, please.
My luck has been fantastic today. Well, that's a success.
That's a success.
I'm better now.
Okay, so your sanity, you basically go, what the fuck am I doing? and basically snap out of it. But as you kind of try and find the words to say something, you feel something in your throat. And it's almost like you want to cough. And as you want to cough, you cough, an insect just goes, and you can feel wriggling in your throat, and it seems to be coming up into your mouth. What would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I'm getting away from this guy, because obviously he was just trying to tell us that there's bugs crawling down people's throats in here. What was I thinking? And then I'm gonna be like,
and how would you like to get away from him?
Gonna like wrap his wrist real hard with my nail file in GTFO.
All right, do a. I thought that's a fighting brawl, isn't it?
Oh God,
yeah,
I guess it is.
Fighting brawl.
Oh boy. Okay, I have a little. I have some points in that.
Emery check.
An Emery board check. Sure, this isn't shorthand. I should have stabbed with a pen. All right. 70. That is not a success.
Okay, so you wrap the thing, and it just has no effect whatsoever. The creature doesn't even acknowledges you touched it.
God.
And it's just at this moment, that is all it is doing. It is just holding onto your arm. It's not making any more aggressive moves to you. It's just kind of staring, and that constant over and over and over again. But you're feeling that more and more wriggling in your throat seems to start bubbling up.
This time I'm just gonna try to pull away.
Okay, so we'll let the others have started running, and as you guys look back, you can quite clearly see that Tabitha has been held, and she's trying to pull away, but it's just not letting go. Is anyone going to do anything, or are you going to continue on running?
So who made it? Do you know who made it? Like, are you like a blacksmith too, or was your dad a blacksmith? It's like.
It was a gift to me from it doesn't matter now. He sees her stuck with the shadow behind them.
It's not so much a shadow. It is physically there. It's just looks warped, I suppose you could say.
And it's dressed in the same way that Mr. James Junior Hyde.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, do you recognize that patient there?
What? He turns back and looks.
Okay.
So, do you want me to roll it?
Yes, please, if you would like to roll a sanity check.
Yeah, he doesn't succeed.
All right. Okay, you take 4 points. Sanity loss. And you're like,
whoa, shit! I do not know that person.
You want to know who this person is? Oh no, hang on, that's not enough for a thing sanity, is it?
That'd be 5.
No.
You're lucky.
Yeah, you're like, so no, you don't know who it is, but it disturbs you.
No. We talk about your sword instead.
Hall is he's gonna go back and help Tabitha and yell at this thing like, now listen here, you put a ring on her finger, you do what you want, but get your hands off the lady. Come on now.
So how are you actually doing it? Are you physically going to try and remove the arm from her arm? What are you doing?
Yeah. Would it be fair to say that maybe like he has like either like a screwdriver or a wrench in his jeans, being a truck driver and a guy who constantly has to fix trucks? Can I make like a luck roll to have that on there?
Yeah, do a luck roll. Yeah, why not? Let's do a luck roll.
Oh God, I don't have shit for luck. Yeah, no, I don't have any of my tools.
No,
with me.
okay. Instead of that, you've got kind of like, let's say you got a penknife, like a little penknife in there.
Okay, yeah. This thing, he's already seen it, and it disturbed him, so he pulls out his penknife. He's just going to try to like stab it on the wrist, like that's
okay.
That's grabbing Tabitha.
No problem. Do a fighting brawl for me, please.
I'm going to use my nat 20.
Okay, you use your nat 20. So you kind of and you bring it down hard, so hard that the frail, thin arm just snaps in two as bone just kind of like goes everywhere, and Tabitha is set free. But the creature doesn't seem to react to it. It just kind of looks at you with the same.
We gotta go.
And you can see the bugs
to tell us he's got bugs in his throat.
and
I feel like I've got bugs in my throat, and it's just real bad. Let's go.
And Tabitha, as you cough, and you feel like you gotta get a loogie up, you cough onto the ground, and a plethora of insects just come
where
out
did
of your
those come
throat.
from? Did I sneeze with my mouth open again on the bus?
Oh man, that's what they're serving for meals here. No wonder his bones snap like cordwood. Shit. Let's get out of here. Come on.
All right, let's go.
As you turn to run, you see the creature just standing there, and it starts approaching you, and the kind of starts to echo the corridor, and behind him you can see the cell door just open one by one, coming down at quite an impressive speed. What are you all doing?
I mean,
Run.
yep, I think we should run faster.
Run. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a
So,
big plan.
I don't know them. I don't know them. I don't know them. I've never seen them. I've never seen. Nope.
Oh.
Okay, if you're running, could you please do a dex?
Yeah,
A dex
I did
roll?
track in high school. So I'm gonna spend a little luck and make that a success.
Garen succeeds.
Rawhide.
Look.
3, baby.
I'm gonna spend 6 luck to make that a success.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay. So so you all succeed?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Rawhide basically turns and just pegs it. I mean, he is like lightning quick. He is almost as quick as that thing coming towards you in the blink. He just bombs right to the end of the corridor. All the rest of you still trying to comprehend what the hell is happening, where you are. You're a bit slower than he is, and probably the fear of all these doors and the unknown coming is slowing you down. Rawhide doesn't seem to have that issue. As he approaches the end of the corridor, there is kind of like this bulkhead door that has a circular kind of handle which you would turn to open the door, basically. What would you like to do, James?
Rawhide's gonna get there and immediately start turning the wheel, because Rawhide's stuck at a certain age, even though he looks like he's his early 40s. He's been in here for over half of his life. And so his experiences maybe not this facility, but another facility, are kind of arrested at a particular moment. So this is something that still interests him, as it seems to be a door that you might find on a ship. And so he will start to turn it. And if it doesn't turn readily, he would stand up in it and start to try to walk into the actual, like he puts his hands up against the wall and uses his whole full body weight to make it move.
Okay, could you do what would you prefer, strength or dex, to do this? Because you're doing it in a very unique way. I'll give you the option.
Let's try some strength.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend 6 luck to make that work.
Okay, so it's going to take you a bit, but you are moving the wheel. You think you could probably get this door open by the time the others have arrived, as long as nothing else goes wrong. Everyone can hear the crunching of the wheel being turned at the end as it echoes down. The doors opening seem to be getting closer and closer and closer. Are you guys still running, or would you like to do something else?
Hall is going to be running right up to the door. It's like, come on, man, get them up, move them out. Let's do it.
All right.
I've got the door, Your Majesty.
Behind us.
Yeah, is there anything we can do to sort of block the path behind us?
No, it's basically just a clear corridor. It's like just
like
solid iron grating as floor and like solid iron walls and doors.
I'm picturing like Main Street of a cell block, right? Like we're in the middle of a wide hallway of like a one-level cell block.
But very claustrophobic. It's got a ceiling and it's very narrow, and yeah, it's something along those lines, yeah.
I'll get the door open, Your Majesty.
Do you hear anything on the other side? Like water? I don't know, anything.
I'm not listening for it, anything.
That's fantastic. Thank you. And he'll stay behind at the back of the group and sort of slow down his pace to let them get ahead and turn and ready his sword just in case anything gets close enough that he could possibly strike.
Okay, so you're turning around, and down this corridor, you see the one that the arm has been chopped off, still coming forward. And with the opening of doors, you can basically see the same heads, but coming out in multiple angles, and they're kind of like creaking on the side, and they're kind of like crawling on the ceilings and the walls, and they're going at a very similar pace, but they seem to be all creeping out of these cells, I suppose you could say, and they kind of be filling the corridor. And seeing such an overwhelming, horrific sight, I would like a sanity check, please.
Aaron succeeds.
And thank you, Mr. Pope Deadpool, for 4 crits to the Keeper. I will keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
We're fucked, y'all.
See? Oh, only Dom needs to roll for that sanity check.
Oh, he passed. Garen passed, and his basic idea is guard the way as well as he can until that door's open, and then if it's safe, he'll run through it with everybody else.
So as you start backing up with your sword ready, everyone basically just bolts to the door, and as Tabitha and Holland arrives, James is able to open the door, and basically it's now open for you to do whatever you want to do. So are you guys just going straight in? Are you going to have a look? Are you going to have a listen? What are you going to do?
You're going to say that Holland would give a listener a look. Spent one too many nights stumbling upon hobo and God knows what in his trailer rigs. So you always want to check before you go in.
Okay, well, the light of the corridor you're currently in is illuminating a pair of... Well, not a pair, just a single staircase of iron stairs going up.
Okay. But otherwise the way looks clear?
You can't see anything else. No, that's it.
Okay. All right, well, let's go. Let's get the hell going. He's just gonna like start pushing James in and like ushering Tabitha in. Hey, come on, preacher man.
Your Majesty, the door. Your Majesty, the door's open.
Yep, I'm on my way. And he turns if nothing's within swinging reach and darts off as well.
I'm going to give you a chance to swing because it's nice and fair. So one does get within swinging reach. It's up to you whether or not you want to swing.
Is this the one who's already wounded?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can swing and then leave at the same time as well. So don't worry, you don't have to choose one or the other.
So that'll be a hit or... 10 damage.
10 damage? Okay. How do you kill this creature?
He waits until it gets close and takes a deep breath and says, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." And then just right as it gets within reach, straight down overhead with the sword, right through the skull, just enough to make sure that he's disabled it. And as soon as it stops moving, he pulls the blade out and turns and runs.
Okay, so as it hits the skull, it just cleaves it in two very easily, and the creature just tumbles to the ground dead, and you turn and bolt back. Are you closing the door behind you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you close the door with a loud slam, and as you close the door, the entire stairway just turns into pitch darkness. There's nothing, it's very hard to see, and all you know is that there is a staircase in front of you going up.
And Hall's gonna pull out his lighter. Pretty much all he has on him.
So you
lights it
you
up.
click on the lighter, and it gives a very small bit of light. It's almost like the blackness is suffocating the light coming from it. It's like it can barely pierce it. It gives a very, very dim kind of like light. But with it, you can kind of still see the staircase going up. Okay, so are you going to lead the way?
I think the Pope should lead the way with his holy sword.
What the hell was that?
Well, I'm not very sure, but I'm not sure that we can accept anything that we see as actual reality. It seems to me that we might be in some other layer of reality or some such. Any of you have a pocket watch by chance?
Fairy tale. What?
I mean, I've got a
pocket
timepiece.
watch.
It's more like a wristwatch, but I don't have a pocket watch. More of like a masculine item, and I'm very single, so
I can't imagine why.
I don't think
I left
No.
mine in my suit.
I think it was my mother.
Well-
She just kept talking to all the suitors, scaring them off. But now that I'm on my own, I'll have a husband in no time. I'm a real good cook.
Well, if any of you see a pocket watch lying around, in my experience, sometimes they can be of help getting out of places like this. And he'll step forward towards the
It's time
stairs.
yourself, run faster. I get it. I did track.
What? Is
You
there
talking
any
about, like,
sense
Mr.
that
Bus or
this
something
is
like that?
real at all?
You can feel the iron, you can feel everything. You felt the crunch as you. It feels absolutely real.
I don't know that I trust this, y'all. Did we just come to an insane asylum and go insane? Is that what you like? Or, is that what you mean by this ain't real? We've seen this and we've already lost it.
That is
It's
a
not
distinct
Saint
possibility.
St. Barnabas.
What?
You said it's Saint
James.
Real. I said it's Saint Barnabas.
You said you've been here for a while, yeah? Have you ever noticed anything strange like this happening before?
Sure, yeah. Just never had, like royalty, never had a king show up or talk to me.
Oh, it's I'm not a king, and anyways,
Yeah, you
got us.
what can you
What,
tell?
are you a prince?
No, I'm a priest.
Yeah.
I've got glass
Okay.
shoes. Chances are you're a king.
Mm.
Either way,
Oh.
what
Where do I get some
what
glass
can you tell me
shoes?
about
One
this
of the
place, the people who work here?
What could I tell them?
I work here.
Tom?
What-
Is this something brand new that's happened for?
Oh, this has
Uh,
never happened before for you. This is completely out of the ordinary. The place is pretty boring for you. Nothing out of the ordinary ever happens quite like this.
Okay,
But-
would
They
Would there
kind
be
of
anybody
have left you alone.
would there be anybody that maybe was a new employee at
Yes, Tabitha.
St. Barnabas's?
Tabitha.
Me.
Anybody beyond Tabitha that had been around recently that
I mean,
Rawhide would
orderly-
remember?
Orderlies come and go left, right, and center. It's very common for orderlies to be there for a few months and then leave, and then a new one come in. So that would be none of the doctors or nurses or major ones have been here.
And no new treatment or anything like that? Like, nothing that would just kind of stand...
No new treatment for you, but you do know that they've basically just left you alone, really. Essentially, to them, you're a lost cause, so they're not even bothering.
Okay, was that a recent development? Like, had been getting treatment up until a recent time, and then they just stopped?
Yes. Your treatment consisted of primarily... they started off with kind of like therapy, just talking. It's normal talking, and they couldn't get a word out of you, so they moved on to ice baths and more invasive procedures. But whatever they tried, nothing seemed to really click. So that's when they basically kind of wrote you off and just left you to your own devices, basically.
Yeah, they haven't been talking to me. He'd relayed all of this, and they haven't been talking to me. But I mean, I don't take it personally or anything. No hard feelings.
Maybe it's a good thing that you didn't end up like the rest of your friends there. They all seem to be monsters.
I didn't recognize any of them.
A little crazy. We are in an asylum.
Well, we should definitely not split up. We should all stick together and stay close. And, if you hear a sound, don't run off towards it. And if something's in your way, try not to trip and hurt your ankle, because that can slow you down, and that's bad. But I guess the only way to go is onward, yeah?
Well, as long as onward is maybe to a patient Rolodex or something like that, because I still need to get my wife out of this insanity, because dinner is not going to cook itself. Okay, we've got to
be true.
Tabitha knows.
She's like,
Hell,
yay,
I wish I
high,
wasn't married.
blonde, like dirty blonde hair. I know what she looks like. I'm keeping my eyes out. I didn't see her in there.
Well, I hope we can find her then, but we should keep moving before those things find a way out to us.
Right, so we're gonna go up these stairs then, yeah?
Hey,
Tally-ho!
Yep.
Who's gonna lead the way?
All right.
I think swords
Garen will
lead
go
the way.
first. Yeah.
Garen's gonna go
Garen has
first?
the weapon, he'll go.
Okay, Garen, how are you gonna navigate the darkness? Are you gonna do it just by luck? Are you gonna do it by feel? Sound?
So, we only have a lighter, right? That's our only light?
Yeah.
Yep, and Holland is the one who's holding it at the moment.
So, Garen will
stand
stay
right behind
just...
and like hold it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stand by you. Just please don't cut my nose off or anything like that with that sword there.
Well, I'll be careful. And he'll stand at the edge of the dim sphere of light. So he's just out of it, and use like very slowly, moving as quietly as he can, using his hands to kind of feel his way up the stairs, pulling his way up the banister.
Okay, no
keeping
problem.
an ear out more than his eyes.
So I think you're going to need a little luck because it is a dim, very dim light. So if you'd like to roll luck, and if anyone is trying to be stealthy as well, you wouldn't mind rolling stealth.
Regular success on the luck roll.
Okay.
We not try.
You keep your
Try
foot
to
in.
move quiet.
I'm like a ghost
I don't think Tabitha's been quiet a day in her life.
in that I passed by one with a 19.
Now,
An extreme success on the stealth roll.
okay.
Success for Rawhide after he spends 3 luck points.
Okay. So you're all... I mean, most of you are all right, apart from Tabitha, who just can't keep the mouth. It just keeps going up and down.
Here.
Could you all please roll me a listen check as well, please?
Yeah, Garen might catch Holland's eye, and he just kind of looks at him with that. Women just gonna talk.
Regular success
Again,
for
I would
Garen
like
on
to
the listen.
apologize. This is the
Okay.
character. This is not me. Holy crap!
I don't hear anything either. I'm too loud.
Okay.
I got a hard success. I don't know if I want to spend 3 luck to make that an extreme success. I'm going to stick with the hard success.
You're going to stick with the hard success? You're going to stick with the hard?
Yeah. I need to get into extreme territory just yet.
I can hear. I heard
can
it
hear.
too.
Okay. Everyone...
Nothing.
Okay, so as you're going up very slowly, these very, very... well, they would be loud if you weren't stealthing and doing particularly well. So for most of you, this isn't particularly loud. But Tabitha, she, with it, probably because of her high heels or whatever she's wearing, it's making a bit of a clunk noise as she's going up. And that echoes up like against the walls and up. However, almost like inside and all, your head and all around you, you hear a voice of the good doctor before you. And basically, it kind of like, it's almost like flies through you. So it starts quiet and then goes loud and then goes off again. And it's something along the lines of, you are sick. You are unwell. Let me help you. And then after that, you hear what would be kind of like a kind of grunt of pain, like, and the doctor's voice comes again saying, "Trust me, trust." And it just echoes through, and as you start going up even further, the voice becomes angrier. It says, "Why won't you let me help you? Listen to me." And it again echoing all around you. And as that happens, there are whimpers and cries of pain, both male and female coming through. Finally, as you start slowly reaching the top, the voices kind of die down a little until there's one more voice. We must use more invasive techniques. And that kind of like just drifts off. Now, everyone who succeeded, and all the way through that, you heard kind of like electric kind of and water dripping and drilling. And as you reach the top, and those who succeed and listen, there's a little voice that appears in the back of your head, basically that says, use your strengths to get out. And then just leaves. And you finally reach the door at the end of the staircase. And it's just a normal wooden door.
Did any of y'all hear that creepy ass
Hear what?
exchange just now?
You what?
I know you didn't hear it, ma'am.
To be fair, I hear
yeah.
a lot of stuff.
Well, did you hear what sounded like that doctor? What was his name? Van Huffy?
You heard that handsome doctor?
Yeah, the one that locked us in this eerie ass asylum. Yes, I
I'm
heard
sure
him.
it's just a big misunderstanding. I bet it was that nurse. Gosh, you never trust another woman. It's just...
Dr.
Pretty sure
Dark
the good doctor there.
Well, I'm just saying, we should be
Doctor's
careful.
demon worshiper, and we really shouldn't trust anything he says.
Thank you, Pope. See, ma'am, you don't need to be going after that.
You really think so? Oh my gosh. Well, my Jewish mother would definitely never approve of that. So I guess I gotta cross him off the pseudo list.
Yeah,
Shame, really. He's a doctor,
good judgment there.
It's fine.
I'm just saying, we need to be careful approaching this door.
Okay, what would you like to do?
I can listen to it if you want me to. He stays right where he is.
Do you have to get closer? Or most people have to get real close to listen through a door.
I don't have to.
And Colin will move up to the door while looking at James very suspiciously.
If you want to listen, you can.
Maybe James isn't all there.
You can do a listen roll if you want to listen. However, if you're
Yeah,
doing it
I
far
don't
away
hear
from the
shit.
door,
I don't hear
you're
shit.
gonna have to. All right.
He'll creep forward with Holland as well. So
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. Do a listen check.
I don't hear shit. Do you hear anything?
Man,
Oh, I don't know.
I
I've been just hearing myself talk. I was listening to my own disappointment. Let me try.
All right.
It's gotta be real hard. I know. I'm too busy being disappointed. I don't hear anything. I hear the sound of me being single forever. I hear myself getting 12 cats about 10 years.
I hear that too.
Yeah, I understand that, man. I'm almost there.
It shouldn't take 4 people to listen to a door, but since we're already at 3,
May as well go
be a
full
hard
hack.
success.
Hard success. You hear nothing.
See,
I told
ain't nothing
you.
there.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
You just trust us, priest.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll try.
Let's
Trust us.
open it up, Your Majesty.
Okay, opening the
All
door.
right. Yeah, Garen will open the door.
Okay, so you open the door, and before you lies a cafeteria. What seems to be somewhat a normal cafeteria, but except the people there look somewhat similar to the people that you just passed down behind you. Most of them are in patient outfits, but some of them are in orderly outfits, and maybe even one or two in chef outfits as well. And they seem to just be hanging around, some queuing up. Food. Others have sat down, just stared blankly forward at a table. There's a kitchen over in the corner. You can't really see what's in there, but of what they're really doing. But this is an incredibly busy area. There are literally, it is very difficult to kind of like they're everywhere basically that you can see. And at the far end of the cafeteria, you can see double doors.
Is this familiar to James?
It looks very similar to the cafeteria that you have eaten from, yes.
Do the people that, not necessarily their visage, but their garb, their uniforms, any of them look similar to somebody that he might know? Like particularly the people that are in the chef's outfits or the orderlies might have some type of identification or some type of accoutrement that wouldn't be, would separate them from just regular kind of patients, but something on the vestments themselves that might tip James off as to who they are?
Yeah. There's basically only one chef in this place, so you can assume the person with the chef's hat is that person there called Bob.
That's Bob.
Orderlies are a bit more difficult because they basically tend to wear the same, and if you look close enough you can see that there's a badge, but the writing and the picture on it is distorted, kind of like the faces. So really the only one you could be sure of is the guy in the chef's hat.
Upon seeing this room also, Holland would have, seeing this many patients, he'd immediately start looking for his wife.
Okay. Do a spot hidden, I guess.
I'll keep my eyes peeled too. I've been trying to do that.
Okay, if you want to do a spot hidden as well.
Oh, that's a hard
honey.
success.
Michelle?
Okay.
He doesn't see shit.
Okay. You can't detect the faces just all look similar. They're all the same expression, just almost like a silent screaming face, except these ones aren't bellowing out that horrid kind of low. It's deathly silent in here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, basically everyone is just still. It's almost like a still frame.
That's why you don't eat hospital food.
That's right.
You guys hungry? I'm a little peckish.
Did you succeed, Tab?
I did.
Okay,
Hard success.
so hard success. Okay, so with hard success, are you looking for anything in particular?
I'm looking for his wife. She's about yay tall. She's got like sandy blonde hair. She works with what she's got. I'm just checking to see if I see anyone by the description.
You have a look around, and it's practically impossible to distinguish faces to faces because they are all exactly the same. Although some of them don't have the barbed open in their mouths. But primarily they're all the same. However, what you do see, and with this, is in the kitchen you can quite clearly see that there are, I suppose what you could think it as like things to defend yourself with. There are knives, there's fire extinguishers.
Let's get some knives from the kitchen.
There's like mops and stuff. And in addition, as you're studying the room, you kind of see that to get through this is going to take some skill. But you think that for yourself, you could it won't be easy, but you could probably stealth through. And as you look around and you look ahead and around you, you can quite clearly see that there are things to climb upon the walls as well. So that's another alternative route that you could go. Alternatively, these do look quite weak as well. So it probably wouldn't take someone too much to just brute force their way through everyone. However, you're not sure how these things react, whether it's just to sound or smell, or you're not even sure if they can see because their eyes are just voids. So that's kind of what you get from surveying the room.
I'll relay that to the rest of the group.
Okay. And
really feel like we should get some knives from the kitchen. Maybe boil a big pot of water. Splash it. I've never been burned by steam. Yeah, I can just carry it. Like I've never been burned by that stuff before.
Even the orderlies are like mutated and twisted.
They certainly look that way, yeah.
What are you thinking, preacher man?
Well, we need to get through this room, and we need to get through this room quietly. I'm thinking not all of us are good at being quiet from what I've witnessed so far.
Well, I'd agree there. I do agree also with said person who can't be quiet's idea. We should maybe arm ourselves. I mean, you got a big shiny sword, and I'm not one to feel
got an emery board, and that didn't really do much.
But I feel more comfortable if I had something to defend myself with.
I agree. I think that at least two of you should be armed. Glances aside to Mr. Hyde.
Okay.
So, where's the kitchen at? It's on the other side.
The kitchen isn't actually too far. It's quite close. It's to the left of you. If you could basically skirt the wall and go round, and you can probably get to the door quite easily without too much trouble.
I want to go to the kitchen.
Okay, try to sneak to the kitchen then.
Okay, you guys want to sneak to the kitchen? You don't have to.
Yeah. I'll try to sneak to the kitchen.
All right, if anyone's sneaking.
I do not.
Oh my god! Hold on.
Not sneak for shit.
I spent 2 luck and I sneak to the kitchen. I can sneak to the kitchen. It's where I belong, honestly. So, it's like my natural habitat, really.
Oh man. I wish I wasn't already married, ma'am.
Well, if your wife's dead, I'm single. Just let you know. Very single.
That's kind of macabre, or whatever that word is.
I'm sorry. I'm overreacting to all the things that we've seen. There's a lot. There's been a lot.
But I understand.
Most of the people here don't seem to be very well.
Rawhide failed.
You failed? What about everyone else? Did anyone else fail? Anyone else fail?
I failed like a motherfucker.
Okay, you failed like a motherfucker? Garen, you're okay, yeah? Okay. Yeah. So Garen and Tabitha skirt the walls very carefully kind of taking each step. And as you look onto the room, it becomes very, very unusual. It's like it really feels like it's a still painting, like nothing is moving whatsoever. And as the others are going around looking at the same room, James steps on a glass bottle and cuts his feet.
So his
my
glass
shield.
shoes break.
So his glass shoes break. And it doesn't cause much damage, but it freaking hurts. So that cracks, and as that cracks, pretty much all the heads in the room just go to where the sound was. The same expression, just pointing directly at you. But they do no more than just look.
James is going to slowly reach down and pull off the now broken shoe. And he is going to take the remainder of the broken glass boot and throw it to the opposite side of, like, just as far away from them in the kitchen as he can. Just.
Are you going to throw it into the kitchen?
No. Like, away from the kitchen and away from their position. Yeah, away from us. Like.
All right, no problem. Give me a throw roll for me.
I love telling you I'm going to do stuff before I've looked.
It's the fun part, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sure this is a success.
No?
No, that's a bit of a failure.
Okay, so you pick up what remains of the bottle that you stepped on, and you throw it. Unfortunately, it doesn't go as far as you hoped, and it hits one of the orderlies in the back of the head, and it just drops onto the ground. And as that happens, almost everyone in the room kind of stands up if they were sitting. They look over to the area, and those in quick vicinity kind of just go towards where the bottle hit, which is much closer to where you want them to be. And they seem to kind of like, a small group of them seem to be around the bottle, and you can hear a faint start to fill. You are, by the way, now at the kitchen door.
Yeah, let's go in.
Can we go in too? But we just made a noise, right?
Yeah, you can go in. You can go in. They seem to be focusing on where you threw that bottle. So that's where all the focus. The second you threw that bottle and it hit, all the eyes and, well, all the heads just looked directly at where it hit. And on that orderly that got hit and is now on the ground.
All right.
I killed one with glass.
Respond to sound.
And they are vulnerable to glass. I killed one with glass.
Oh. We just need to
No,
get all
glass.
the files.
I didn't kill it with shit. I killed it with glass.
But they heard the
So
glass.
door,
They can't hear us.
The door's there in front of you. What would you like?
What kind of door is it? Is it like
Just it's like just one of those push doors that goes.
Okay. Yeah. Does it look like it's gonna be quiet?
I don't know.
All right. Because this is a cafeteria, is there like a cafeteria like booth? Like has got the window
Yes.
open so people can slide
Yes.
plates through. Can I climb in that way? 'Cause that sounds like
You
it's gonna.
can
I don't want to
indeed,
risk the door being
But there
loud.
are people lined up for food, so you kind of have to climb past them to do it.
No, I'm gonna open the door.
Oh. So you're gonna open the door, yeah?
Yeah. Real
Okay,
quiet and slow. Real slow.
Okay, you start to push it. Push, and it is silent as it. And the kitchen before you holds one quite big, I suppose you could say, one of these creatures with the chef's hat on. That would be, as James dubbed, Bob. He seems to be inside the, not inside the cooker, but on the cooker, cooking something in a boiling pot. And he's just stood there kind of like mid-cooking, I suppose you could say.
Okay. I'm gonna grab, like, a knife.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Like an oven mitt.
Yeah.
You know, in case one tries to grab me again, I can just lose him with the oven mitt.
Okay.
A dish towel.
Mm-hmm.
Write this down. I have a list. I carried the randomest
You're gonna-
stuff on Lou, and I found a
Yeah.
use for all of it. What's my joy in D&D games and other types of games is getting random stuff and finding uses for it.
Okay, so guys, if you want to get anything you probably find in a kitchen will be here. Okay, pots, pans, blooming knives, forks, spatulas.
Yeah,
if there's
all
anything
of
you
that.
want, there's a mop head if you want that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bag
Hall's
of
gonna go
flour.
get the meat
Bag
cleaver.
of flour. Yep, meat
'cause,
cleaver.
Yeah, he got his license taken when he was working at the meat packing company, so he had to work on the chop block for a while. He knows how to use
Mhm.
that. He's gonna get that in a rolling pin. In case he just needs to
All right,
clock something.
no problem.
This cook, you said he's like stirring the pot, or is he frozen like the
He's
things outside?
frozen
of
too.
frozen?
He's frozen too, but the pot is boiling. That's not frozen.
So Garen's not taking anything while the others are looting the kitchen, but he kind of creeps up behind the fella, and he's waiting there. He's like let his rosary drop off the hilt of his sword, and he's put away his sword for a second. He's got his rosary out, and he's just kind of watching this figure so that if it moves, he's ready to kind of pounce.
Okay. How quiet are you getting these things, by the way, guys?
I succeeded on my stealth check, so I'm
Yes, you did.
quiet.
Oh,
I'm taking
Yeah,
flour, so it's really quiet.
Brilliant.
yeah,
Brilliant.
I'm not very quiet at all.
Oh, is there like like one of the milk bottle delivery things? Like it's got the little rack with like the empty bottles in there. A lot
Yeah.
of times people
Mhm.
put it by the door. Is there one of those?
Yes.
I'll take one of that. I want to take that. I'm gonna stuff the dish towel in around the glass so it doesn't rattle.
Okay, no problem.
We have ammunition to distract them if we need it.
Okay, so,
Glass bottles.
Horland, you failed, yes?
Oh hell yeah!
You failed, is it? Okay.
Felt
So
like I meant to.
you're going to get a butcher. So the knife rack, the knife shelf was near where Bob was. So you crept over and you grabbed hold of and pulled it out. But as you did that, it pulled the knife thing down and it cracked all over the desk. Bob basically gets up, turns to you, and kind of outstretches an arm.
As soon as he moves, Garen's got the rosary. He pulls the rosary beads away, and it reveals a sharp razor wire hidden in between the beads. And he immediately goes to try to wrap that wire around the back of this creature's neck so it can't make that sound, and pull as hard as he can.
Okay, do a fight and brawl for me, please.
All right.
I always knew God had my back.
That is an extreme success.
Oh yeah, you just it goes through his neck like Swiss cheese. You just do it so quickly. It kind of, you think it's about to make a noise, but you just go and kind of he just drops like that instantaneously, silently.
Does his
Very
head fall into
carefully,
the boiling
he keeps
pot?
pulling until he can kind of get it through the back of his neck and remove the head entirely.
Yeah, the
And
head just
then-
goes.
Father, forgive me. And he'll wipe it off on his jacket, his red jacket, and then clamp the rosary back together and tie it back around the hilt of his sword.
Okay, so
James, I was going to say James would walk up and see what's gone on, and he would look down and then look up at Garen and say, "Hail to the king, baby."
all right. So where are you guys going now? You're in the
I would
kitchen.
like to take the pot of boiling water now that it is unattended.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a pot of boiling water with you.
Awesome.
You want me to carry your crate of milk?
Yeah, you want to
jugs?
carry my milk crate for me? I'll carry this pot of boiling water.
Yeah, it's all right. You know,
Carry my
it's like my
jugs for me,
second
please.
job. I drove
You
the
think I'm
milk truck there for a while.
something?
Oh, I just figured, what if we got hungry? This could be helpful. Or I could splash down a bunch of guys if they come running at us. Even hurt me.
There is quite a strong aroma coming from the boiling pot.
What's in there?
Smells all right.
Yeah, I don't
What's
trust
in there?
it,
You
not one
can't
bit.
see. It's just boiling water. You kind of. It's hard to see what's at the bottom because it's just
I don't
boiling.
wanna
You'll
know.
have to
I'm
wait
just-
for it to cool down first.
Yeah, I'm just gonna carry it. Or this pot of boiling water. My oven mitts.
I've got
Get
flour.
another dish towel and I sling it over my shoulder.
Okay.
Did
so
you put on an
where are you
apron?
guys- what are
Oh,
you
good.
guys going to do now? You're in the kitchen. There's a
Got a
door to
ladle,
the
fix
far
soup.
side of the cafeteria, and obviously outside there are. You know,
Is there? I want a bit. Is there a big thing of like olive oil, like a big, like
Yeah.
commercial kitchen size? Yeah, I want some of that too.
I'm getting worried now. I'm getting absolutely worried.
All right, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna turn all of the gas reels on. Turn the oven on. This
Not a
place
bad
is
plan.
glued.
There's only the one door, right?
Apart from the door that you came from, that goes.
Okay.
How do y'all want to do the distracting thing, like James did with the glass slipper, or how do y'all want to do this?
Yeah.
James,
The,
I don't suppose you know where the exit is. How to get out of here?
He points to the double doors at the far end of the cafeteria. That's the way I always left. You're welcome.
I'm helping.
All right. Well, we need a sufficient distraction.
Is there like a dolly back here that might be used for back in the day whenever they had large James would of course know this, when they have like large bags of dry goods, they would have almost like the 4-post dollies they don't have handles on them. You just put down like the tubs and barrels and things like that on them, and then you can kind of move them around. They still use them, those skiff dollies. Would there be anything like that around, like wheeled up stuff, like maybe with a trash can we could put on? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely there is.
He would present one and say, why don't we could like put a bottle on this and push it, and then when it hit something it would break.
solid. Then they'll be distracted and we can go.
And then that's the exit right there, the 2 doors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
So that's what you want to do?
Yep.
Yep.
Looks like I'm done here.
All right. All right. So, who is the person who's going to push this dolly out? I mean, it's pretty
Like I'm
easy for
carrying
you to put.
a thing of boiling
Ah,
water, and I got like a
sorry.
jug of olive oil in my apron pocket. My hands are full.
And I have a tote here full of empty milk bottles, and
I'll do
That's
it.
all right. All right. Thank you, James.
Okay, James, do a
Yeah.
strength check for me, please, to see how far you can push it.
Sure, I can do that. Oops. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't.
It's because it's got like 2 handles, right? Can Garen help push it?
Yeah, you can help push.
That's a no. It's still regular success.
Okay.
You want me to make one too?
Yes, please, yeah. If you fail, it could go against it.
Oh, is that right? Then I'll spend 4 o'clock and make that a regular.
I should have kept my mouth shut, really, shouldn't I? Okay, so you both get the dolly and you push it really hard. I'm assuming away from where you have to go, like in the corner somewhere. And it makes a crashing noise. It clanks as the wheels kind of, needed to be oiled. It goes like into the corner of the canteen. And as you all see, all the heads kind of go up and they all kind of move in that awkward, angular movement, like towards the Now, a bit of a path has opened up. There are still the one or two here or there, but there is definitely a path that has opened up for you.
Hell, I say we make a break for it.
I still think we should go quiet, though. Quieter than we've been in the past.
Okay, so going and it's quiet again.
As Holland, like, he hears that and then takes off running with his, like, milk jug just just clanging away.
Well, Holland basically, he's panicked now. He's done. He's fucking
Yeah, I'm
done with
hauling
all this
ass
stealth
now.
shit.
Yeah.
What about everyone else?
Fail.
Success.
Fail, success, tab. You're muted. The shock and horror of the has gotten to you.
I failed, and I'm not spending the luck because it's not like a majority success or anything. Fuck
Okay.
it.
So Garen said, okay, we need to be quiet. So Garen's just about to move forward and he steps forward, whereas Hauling kind of panics. He just starts running to the exit because he sees a gap. He's like, I've got this. So he starts running. The milk bottles are just clanging. There's noise everywhere. He even hits into one of the tables. Loudest noise ever. Tabitha and James see what Holland's doing and thinks stealth is out the window and starts running as well. Not as loud as Holland,
I
but
almost
still,
did.
it's kind of like just it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And as that happens, the ones nearby turn to look at Holland. One is fairly close to you, who is going to try to get to you quickly. Nat 20, he does. And he's going to grab hold of your arm.
Oh, hell.
I want to splash him with boiling water. Well, if one attacks me, that's my plan.
Okay, so he's gonna... Oh, I've got to stop doing that. Okay, so he tries to grab you, and he just misses.
Ah!
But he's very near you, and because he's near you and you see into the face and the noise, I would like you to do a sanity check for me, please.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay,
Did
you're
I do
looking
good?
into the void of the eyes, and
Oh,
it has you entranced because it just seems to just be a void of nothing, no light whatsoever. You're almost entranced by it, and you
Well, I
lose.
knew I should have gone to church, like Mom said.
You lose 5 sanity points. Your temporary sanity is that, as I said, you are entranced by this thing. The sound of the moans. It's like it's trying to say something, and you're not quite sure what it is. It might even sound a little like your wife, but you're not sure.
Michelle, is that you? What'd they
It's just
do,
like,
honey? Oh, they took you here. It was meatloaf night, and you were supposed to cook, and they took you away from me. Oh, like you're gonna do this? It's the only thing you know how to cook.
Are we relatively close to Holland getting abducted? Because he was in front of
Yes,
us as
yeah.
we were continuing our run.
He was the
Okay,
first one to run out.
As he is now in captured and ensorcelled, the only help that James is willing to offer is, as he goes by, he reaches into his bag of flour, gets a handful, and as the thing is going, he throws it into its mouth to try to like stop the screaming and like suck in the flour.
Okay.
You antiqued it.
Do a throw.
Again, I don't know why I'm attempting anything with this character, but this character makes Caesar Cole look like fucking Superman.
Oh
Oh my god, he did it!
James
He did
Bennett succeeds.
Okay, so you come nearby and you just grab a handful of flour and just throw it, and the flour hits not only the creature, but also Horlin, who seems to snap him out of it as it just get a face full of flour, and it's just half white across your face. The noise is still going there, but you kind of snapped out of it.
Oh, be careful with that, man. I got a gluten allergy. But thank you. And starts moving again.
What are you going to do?
I'm allergic to shellfish. I understand completely.
I hate shellfish.
I'm booking it. I got my pot of boiling water. And I'm...
All right. Do a dexterity check for me, please.
Oh, sure. Dexterous. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. That's like a hard success.
Okay. Also, could you do a luck check for me, please?
Oh, sure. That is not a success.
Okay. You are very quick, but your luck runs out as you are running with a pot of boiling water. And as you start running, the water starts splashing all around, and it actually
Smile
starts.
magic sword.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. And it actually starts hitting you, which is uncomfortable, but to the point where you have to let go of it, and it just slams onto the floor.
It can't even hurt me. That's
Noise kind of just echoes through the canteen, and a head rolls out of the pot onto the ground. All the eyes, all the faces in this canteen just stare at where that noise came from and start lurching towards.
Plan B. I pop open that olive oil and I douse it on the floor behind me as I run to make it real slippery for all those fools chasing us.
All right, brilliant. Okay. I love it. Okay, James. Oh no, Garen. It's been a calamity in front of you, Garen. It's just an absolute calamity.
What's that
And
look like, by the way?
He always knew it would be. Yeah. So we have a head. We have a pot that just dropped. Is there still somebody? Is one of these things still holding on to Holland?
Yes, he's still holding. Oh no! He actually never got hold of Holland. No.
Oh, okay.
But he's very.
Are they
the trance was broken by the
moving?
flower.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're all moving towards you all now.
They're all moving towards everybody.
Oh yes. Well, more to where the pot hit, but that's kind of like where you have to go, so they're kind of getting in your way.
Run fast.
So yeah, you go. Yeah.
So Garen will sheathe his. He's got like a sheath hidden underneath his cloak, so he opens up his coat and sheathes his sword, rounds his shoulder, and he'll call out, "We gotta make a run for it. Everyone behind me." And he'll just start running. And his idea is like linebacker style. And he's a big guy. Linebacker style, try to knock down any of these things that are going to get in their way and create an avenue that they can all run through to that door on the other side.
Okay. So you're just gonna barge your way through, yeah?
He's just gonna slam his way through.
I would like you to do. Let's just strength it. I think strength would be a good one for you. Just to barge your way through.
Oh no. I will push this roll. If you'll allow me to push this roll.
Go for it. Kind of wish I had a nat 1 now.
Don't get any ideas. Regular success.
Okay. How does the pushing work again? Don't you have to get a hard success if you push it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. And I can't spend luck on the push, can I?
I have no idea, but I'm going to say no because it's more fun.
So I don't think that. So that's a fail then.
Okay, so that is a bad fail.
Bad fail.
So you basically kind of put it away, right? And you just start bolting forward, and you knock one to the side, no problem. But as you're running, the oil that Tabitha has put all onto the ground basically got hot, and you just slip, and you go absolutely flying onto the hard, cold, tiled floor, and you hit your head quite badly. And I would like you to roll for me a power to see if you can stay, clear your head.
I will spend 7 luck to make that a success.
Okay, no problem. So you hit your head, and it shakens you for a bit, and you're kind of stunned for a turn, but there is no permanent damage. You think it's just a really bad knock. And now it is turn for the little creature thingies, and they all start just pushing towards where all you are.
It's real slippery.
It's real slippery, so I'm going to have to see if they can keep... Okay, they rolled a 28, so yeah, I'm going to say most of them are okay, not all. So you're going to get, I know what I'm going to do. How many get through? So I'm going to do a... 2. Okay, so far now 2 got through the oil. One of them is going to go straight to Garen, who is on the floor. The other is going to go to... Is going to go to Harlan. And the one next to Harlan is going to try and grab for James. All right, so the one... So this is what's going to... It comes towards you, Garen, and grabs hold of your arm. And that is it. It grabs hold of your arm, and you look again into the face, and I would like you to do a sanity check for me, please.
That's a fail.
A fail, okay. You lose 6 sanity. And
These are some
again,
pretty
as
good rolls,
usual,
Red.
you are enthralled by the noise. It's almost as if you can hear Lou in the voice. And you're absolutely enthralled by it. The other 2 are going to try and grab hold of Harlan. So, Harlan, that's a fail. It misses. And for James, that's a fail, and it misses. So, they try to grab you. They miss. But again, they are in close proximity, so I'd like you two to make a sanity check for me, please. Don't forget, guys, you do have nat 20s.
Extreme success.
Till you
Fail.
see your
Hold it.
wife's head.
Harlan basically goes, I've seen this shit before, and kind of shakes his head. James, you are
Fool me once,
enthralled.
shame on you.
You're enthralled by this creature, and... Oh, no, hang on, sorry.
Wait, I already got hit before, didn't I?
You lose 5 sanity, and you are
Do we still have
enthralled.
to... Oh, we have to continually make sanity checks against these things, even if
Yeah.
we failed before? Okay.
5 sanity, and you're enthralled by this thing. Okay, Harlan, it's your turn.
Seeing the priest on the ground, and it's the only person that he's seen that has any kind of like combat, whatever. He's gonna he's got his milk carton thing, and he's got his cleaver, and he sees the one grabbing the priest, and he's gonna try to cut the arm of that one off, all the while screaming, "Come on, priest! The power of Christ compels you to get your ass up!" And
All right, do a fighting brawl.
this isn't gonna be good. Yeah, I
You got
failed.
You failed?
Horribly.
Okay, so you miss. You basically just miss. You swing and hit here. All right,
Oh, hell.
Tab.
All right. So again, I'm in the same trail of thought. Like, he's got a sword. He knows how to use that thing. He took out that chef. He's on the ground and it's real slippery. So I'm just gonna grab his foot and try to drag him away.
All right, no
Slide
problem.
him out.
No
so we
problem.
can keep moving away.
Slippery enough. It's slippery enough. So, do strength for me, please.
Sure. Oh yeah, that's like a hard success.
You do it with
Maybe
one
it's-
hand.
yeah.
You just-
Nice.
Oh man, that's quite a
yeah.
grip.
So, So, Harlan basically steps over Garen to protect him and swings and misses. And then Tab comes between Harlan's legs and drags him through the legs as he's standing there. Through the oil, just slick, nice and easy. And you manage to pull him straight to the double doors.
I'll help him up towards the end.
Come on, James.
James? You
Am I allowed to do anything?
Do another sanity check, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm rolling it. I don't care.
All right.
The hell with you. Fail. There we go.
All right. Okay. You lose 3 sanity and are still enthralled by this voice. And as you're enthralled by this voice, you feel a tingling in your throat, as if crawling and creeping up your throat. And it starts to reach into your mouth. Okay. Garen, you're still kind of semi-unconscious at this time. You're still, well, not unconscious, you're more dazed. Dazed, I think, is the better word.
I'm at the door and I'm pulling you through.
There you go. And the one next to Harlan is going to try and grab hold. Oh, you know what? Nat 20. Oh, I rolled a 5, but I used a nat 20, so I'll do it. I'll do it. Nat 20. So you've been grabbed, and I would like a sanity check from you, please.
Okay.
And thank you so much to... Oh, my God.
Can I try to dodge that?
Yes, you can. You can indeed. Try and dodge it. But I did use a crit. So... Unless you crit as well, you're not going to dodge it.
Oh. Oh well. Never mind. So, sanity check, though. That's a pass.
All right. You're not enthralled by this thing. You kind of shake it, but it's still got hold of you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to wrench. Which arm is it grabbing?
Your left.
My left arm is holding the. Okay, so it's holding the milk jugs. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Really thirsty.
I'm just gonna try to wrench my arm away. I'm pretty strong, but I'm not really good with a blade.
Yep, no problem.
And by the way, did we ever see what head came rolling out of that pot?
Did you look?
Fuck. No.
You can use luck.
I mean, I know I can use luck, but fuck it. Do I want to use 15 luck? Yeah, I'll use 15 luck.
All right, you use 15 luck. Do you want to do the old 1-2? So you get the arm away and you take a swing at it? I'll let you do that.
Sure.
All right, no problem.
Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and
just ride this tiger. Yeah, it's a fail. It's a horrible fail.
All right, so you miss, but you're free. You're free. All right, Tab, it's your go.
I'm gonna keep dragging the father out of here, the other guy is, and I'm gonna yell at James, like, James, get your flower together and get out of here.
So you start dragging, and you're basically at the double doors now, and you're gonna need a little hand, because you can't drag and open these double doors, because they're quite heavy, quite solid, like wooden doors, so you're gonna need a hand to get them open.
Barreling towards the door?
Yeah, of course, you could be barreling towards that door, no problem.
Get the door, I'll get the father.
James, get your ass moving! Use the flower! It worked!
You can't see James, and he is still in... It is your go, James. Didn't you have a wild magic?
I did, and it was 7087, which means my ears turn counterclockwise for like one full rotation. But my question is, would that be enough to break whatever's happening to me, as I could no longer hear it?
Yes, okay, so it's going to break because all you can hear is the crunching and breaking of your own ears. The small little bones in there as it goes... as it starts crunching. So I'm going to ask you to do a sanity check for me, because that is not a particularly nice sound to have.
Absolutely, and I'm going to roll it. F you, FG. That's right, I failed it.
All right, so you lose
Permanent.
4. Sanity.
Permanent insanity.
Permanent.
Yours is
Permanent-
the last
okay.
draw.
Your permanent insanity is you want to get out of here as quick as humanly possible, and you don't care how you do it. You will literally tear apart anyone to get out as quick as humanly possible. And if any and these things cannot touch you. They just can't. You can't deal with these things anymore. You just need to get out of this room and away from these things, no matter.
Okay. Then can I run as everybody's getting out? And I'd like to grab the sword out of Garen's back and haul ass in the opening doors between everybody. I'm at 20 that too.
Sure.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I was holding on.
Yeah, no problem. You run just by sheer adrenaline and fear to get out of this room, to get away from these creatures. You get to it. Garen is still dazed. You go to the sheath, pull out his sword, and just barrel through the doors. And is everyone
he's got
barreling
the
through the doors? As you barrel through the doors, you move forward, and you almost like there's a step, and you almost all kind of stumble and fall into kind of this liquid in this room before you. And as you look back, the door that was once there is now gone, and it's just a white wall all around. And you look, and as you look at the liquid, it's a little thicker than water, and it's very, very red. And it's
Someone left a bunch of ketchup down here.
and as you look forward in front of you, you can see 4 giant hearts beating. And on the wall, scrawled in what this reddish liquid is on the floor, reads, the heart is beating. We must all suffer a little, so one doesn't have to.
James will run up and stab the heart on the far left.
Just fall in, just boom. Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Do a fighting brawl.
Again, I'll roll that since I can't.
Okay.
Oh, here they come. Yep. Fighting brawl. What the hell? I'm gonna spend 8 luck.
Okay. You spend 8 luck to hit it. Okay. Do the damage.
What's your damage on your sword?
It's 1d8 plus 4 plus DB. If you have size.
I do. 13.
Okay, so you charge forward and plunge this sword into this heart. And as you plunge the sword into the heart, Harlan, you feel an intense pain in your chest as if your heart's just been torn in two. And you fall to the floor. Blood pours out of your mouth as you gargle and trying to...
Oh, God!
And you lose 6 health as blood
wife's cooking caught up with me.
pours through your mouth.
James, stop stabbing all the things!
I don't know if that's you or my wife's cooking, but damn it. Oh.
I believe you meant to say Your Majesty.
Stop stabbing the heart, Your Majesty. Shit. Oh.
Your Majesty.
Is Garen
James.
still stunned? Is he like drowning in this blood, or can he
Garen is now woken up. It's still a bit hazy, but you have now connected.
If I get out of here, I gotta remember to lay off the pasta.
Oh.
Here's my sword.
Come on, priest, you gotta save me.
King James has
Wait,
it.
I'm not a doctor. Oh.
Oh
Wait a
dear,
second.
let me look at that injury. I have points in first aid. Let me see if I can tend to you a little bit. I do. I think I could. I just clean you up a little bit.
Basically,
You're
all you
wonderful.
can do is wipe his mouth. This is
I'll apply
definitely
pressure.
an internal injury.
I'll apply
Definitely
pressure to his
internal.
chest cavity. You're supposed to apply pressure to the bleeding wound.
It's not a wound. It's inside.
Oh
So
dear. Okay,
first
well, I
aid
tried to
can't
give
do
him first
anything.
aid. I tried. I tried real hard,
tried.
and I would have succeeded.
Yes.
It's the thought that counts. I'll put a Band-Aid
Rawhide is over by the sword with the sword by hearts 2, 3, and 4, and he's kind of like Geiger countering between the other three. Like, what do you guys think?
Your Majesty, maybe just like nick the hearts a little bit. Like the wall says, we only have to cause a little bit of pain. Obviously, stabbing one is going to hurt you or the nice lady here or me. So maybe we just nick them a little bit.
He will plunge it into the third one as his permanent insanity is to get the fuck out of here as quickly as he can.
All right, roll that damage. No hit. It's easy to hit. Just roll the damage.
Whoops.
Someone should take that sword away from him.
Someone should, but
They didn't.
11.
Okay, Garen, you collapse to the floor as your chest, the stabbing wounds in your chest, as if your heart is being ripped open. You cough up blood as gallons. The heart he stabs just starts pouring blood into the room, and the room starts filling up. It is now up to your waist in blood.
Oh god. How about you
Oh, I
skip
take a-
2 and go to 1?
Do I take 11
and-
damage?
No, you take 5 damage.
All right. Can I react to this, or am I
You
down?
can react to this. I mean, it's painful, but you can react to this.
So just while that sword's in there, Garen's spitting up blood. And he's driving forward, and he's got his rosary, and he's going to try to get it around. He's not going to pull the wire out, but he's just going to try to get it around his neck so that he can basically use it to hold him and try to get the blade out of his hand.
Okay,
How
so
are
you're
you
not
walking
like
through your
moving.
glue blood?
Yeah. So where am I
Glue
bleeding
blood.
from?
Well, you're bleeding from your mouth, so it's just coming out of your mouth. Really, it's just like his blood. Your blood is a lot thicker than everyone
So
else's.
I'm getting
and it's a lot
so I'm getting
slower.
stuck in it. In my own blood is like
Well,
it's coming out of my mouth. My
the thing
glue
is,
blood.
It's not just your blood that's in the pool, so it's a bit harder, but you can still move.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if I have to fight my way through it, I'll wade my way through it to get to
you
him.
you gotta wade your way through it. Yeah.
So
do a
do you want me to
strength.
make like a strength check?
Yeah, do a
Strength.
strength to wade against it, and then
All right.
do a. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna try and stop this, James, or are you still kind of looking at the heart?
I'm gonna try to assist with the good father, because I don't like this.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how are you going to assist?
I'm gonna try to get his hands off the sword.
Okay,
Very
so you're going to
carefully
wade
move it.
as well across over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so can
Yeah.
you do a strength at that as well for me?
Sure.
I use one luck to succeed.
Oh, that's
Okay, so
that's
you
a
get
hard
to him.
success.
Okay, so yeah, you both reach James. James, what are you doing at this present moment?
He'll wait for him to get pretty close and then stab it in the fourth heart.
Okay.
So
You've
you
already
skip
stabbed
one?
the fourth heart. There's
Okay, yeah,
there's
4,
1
3.
and 2 left.
Oh, okay. Let's go with 2. I'll go with 2.
Okay, you're gonna say okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. You two do a dexterity check to see if you're quick enough to stop him.
Not much.
Okay, yeah, Garen's like lightning. He's friggin' lightning.
Succeed.
Now, the problem with this, Garen, is you can't use the rosary. Basically, you're just grabbing hold of his arm because of this. So you're quick enough to grab hold of his arm to try and stop. Now, you two are kind of... how did you do, Tab?
I succeeded.
You succeed. So Tabitha's got hold of his arm as well. So basically, one arm each as he's trying to stab this other heart. Now you guys are kind of like in a small brawl. Holland, are you going to do anything at the moment, or are you still trying to recover?
No, Holland is going to go up and try to actually take the sword away.
Okay, no problem.
As they have his arms, I'm going to just be like, I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but shit.
All right, okay.
You've been dethroned.
So,
sorry.
Holland...
He's the head that wears the crown.
Okay, first we'll see. Okay, so James, what are you going to do? They're holding you at the moment. What is your response to this?
Oh, he's completely docile. I mean, he figures that they're going to do this for him now, and so he just looks around and says, "Okay, these are the two that are stabbed. We just got to pick one of the other ones."
Maybe we should not viciously stab the last one. We have like a knife. A knife's a lot less.
So he holds, and Holland comes up and just takes the sword from you. Nice and easy. He's not thing, and you've got the sword now.
And when I do that, I'm just going to take the sword and nick heart number 2.
Heart number 2? Okay.
Just lightly just nick it.
Okay. Oops. Okay. James, you take 3 points of damage, and you feel a sharp twinge in your chest.
Yeah, it fucking hurts, don't it? It hurts, don't it? Shit. And then he'll just nick the other heart and then hand the sword back to the priest.
All right, and Lindy, you take, or Tabitha, you take 1 damage as you feel a kind of like a needle prod, but it's inside, so it hurts even more. And as you do this, because of the wounds on the other 2 were so vicious, the blood starts pooling and pooling and pooling until it gets to your neck, and the hearts just kind of trickle down and just well up into the blood, and there are 4 doors in front of you. It's got like it's that horrible like layer that you get on soup that's been out for too long. It's kind of like that. It's kind of floating around.
Layer of fat and oil.
Yeah. But this is like heart muscle.
There are like little platforms that we climb up onto.
Yes. Like it's almost like little. Yeah, it's like a platform you just climb up and out of.
Okay.
But and stay together still if we can, and not steal each other's swords. Moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were dead.
No,
right of succession.
I'm still here.
Okay, so what door are you going through? Any door?
Can we listen to hear if anything's coming from behind the doors?
You can.
There's also 4 doors, and there's 4 of us. Should we go through the ones that our hearts were?
I don't hear anything.
Holland's going to go up 2 doors. I believe his was 4. He's going to listen at that one. Yeah, that's a hard success.
Okay, you hear nothing.
Nope, nothing.
We'll give this a good listen. All clear here, guys.
Garen, hard success.
You hear nothing. Nope.
This one too, clear.
We want to take a peek behind all the doors? We all want to go through one?
Yeah, he points at Tabitha. 1, 2, points at Garen 3, and Holland 4.
So you go into each of your respectable doors?
I really think we should we'll be safer together.
I tend to agree with the priest. I don't trust anything that this place has to offer.
Maybe we just open one door altogether and see what's behind it, and then we can go from there.
You want to open them all up at once?
No, that's not what I said at all.
Well, here, I'll start with mine, and then we can go around and we can take a look.
Yeah.
He carefully, slowly opens his door. He's got the sword ready just in case something jumps out.
Okay, the door opens. It takes a bit of welly to get it open, but it opens with a creak, and before you, you see the reception hall that you saw at the very beginning.
Reception.
Mine looks like reception. He's going to close it most of the way, not entirely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
look
I'll
back
take a
together.
peek behind my door. I'll open my
You
door.
open up the door, and you see reception hall.
Oh, reception.
I'm gonna open my door, take a peek.
And
in.
you see reception.
Oh, it's
I
in the
can't
same
wait to see
place.
what mine is. And James opens up his.
You open your door, and it's the gates of hell. No, it's reception.
Yes! No. Oh.
Oh, thank God I made it out of here. My Jewish mother is going to be so happy to hear that I am not. She's going to be disappointed. I'm not sticking with this secretary job because I moved out. But I think it's yeah. She's never gonna.
Tom-
Holland's gonna go ahead
When
and
we-
like peek his head in the door.
Yeah, and
like,
I was going to
looking
say,
down.
James is going to peek his head in and look towards Holland to see if we can see each other. Like,
It's strange. You can, but you're both looking in the corridor in the same point of view. So you can see each other's head looking through the same door, but it's like if you were to look dead straight, it would be the exact same point of view.
So it's like all the
And
same place.
Yeah, and because of that, roll a sanity check for me, please, both of you.
Oh hell!
absolutely.
This defies logic.
Guess what?
All right.
I'm gonna spend 8 luck and
Can't
pass
spend
that
luck on
thing.
sanity.
You can't spend like
Ah, you can't, can you? Fuck!
Oh, no. Hey, you both lose 7.
What is beyond a permanent insanity?
Another.
How much luck does
You-
Rawhide have left?
4.
Sanity?
Oh, you're fucking gone.
Look.
Rawhide is essentially the fabric of reality has gone. This is what tips you over the edge. The blood, it all kind of boils up to this one point, and everything that you've once known, everything that that was normal to you is now gone. The reception hall that you saw once before is now a garden, just green everywhere. It's got a playground in the distance, and there's rain clouds slowly coming over. And in the far distance, there's somewhat like a hole, and that seems quite comforting to you. It seems somewhat comforting to you. But as you look, there is a kind of like a figure there walking out of that hole towards you. That's what you see. It's just reality's just gone for you. You barely can function. How much sanity do you have, Harlan?
I'm at 43, but I did lose 7, so I think that's a temp insanity.
That's a temp. You see, it's the same. It's the hall, but the walls seem to be decked in blood for you as they seem to be dripping, and the entrance that you see appears to be comforting for you, somewhat comforting. But again, you see a figure in front of you, and you just want to get out. You just want to get out of this place, no matter what. That is your main focus, and you don't care who's in your way.
F this, man, we're getting out of here. It's the reception, there's blood, but who gives a fuck? And yeah, he starts.
Tab and Garen, you clearly see that James, particularly Garen, who's probably seen this thing before, he's gone. He's gone. There's no turning back for him now. He's beyond saving.
And did James run through his door?
James, did
Does
you
he
run
just-
through the door? Because he's just peeking out at the moment.
He would start to kind of creep out a bit and look around, and he's really intrigued by the playground because in his head, James is still only 9 years old. Do you guys see the playground?
Can I see James through my door now that he stepped through?
Yes.
Like, does he peer? I can.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Garen will step through the door.
Okay.
His door.
Yep.
I see them both, then I'll step through mine.
Okay, you step through and you're in the hall. And as you step through the door, although it is your normal reception area that you've seen before, there is a figure. It's standing in the doorway, and it is Dr. I keep forgetting his name, even though I was the one who wrote it. Dr. Von
Van Hilfy.
Hilfy. Dr. Von Hilfy.
Oh, Doctor. So nice
And
to
he's
see
kind
you.
of like his entire face is sullen. His once kept hair is just dripping over his face. He's a lot more gaunt. His medical coat is just all tatters, and he's like, "Come to me. Allow me to help you, please." And it's almost like a creepy
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
smile.
These walls match the same color as her lips. And we're getting the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm. And as he says that, the doors open, and you see you see about 4 creatures come through that you've seen before. Go, and they just stand there, and he grins. Allow my friends to help you. And they start lurching towards you.
About no. No, thank you. Very handsome doctor.
Tom, would Garen have recognized, because Greg just said something then that made me think, would Garen recognize that James's behavior is similar to a child's, that he has very childlike behavior based on, like, an IQ psychology role? He has training in psychology.
Yeah,
Children's
of
psychology.
course, yeah, absolutely.
Be an extreme success.
Yeah, you think that, to be honest, even like before now, you probably get the hint that he wasn't mentally the same age that he actually physically is. It's just now you're certain that he had the mental age of someone much, much younger of his physical age. Yeah.
He'll approach James very slowly and hold out a hand, and give him a small smile and whisper, I see the playground too, and we're gonna go there together, but you need to come with me. We're gonna go through this doctor and these people, and they're gonna leave us alone, and we're gonna be okay. Will you come with me? Listen to what I say?
Absolutely, sire.
All right. Here you are, and he offers him his hand. He's got the sword in the other hand. These things are lurching towards us.
Yes, they are absolutely lurching towards you.
Can I try to quietly circle away? Do they seem to be following?
No, they're beelining. Each one is beelining to each individual. So you've all got one making a beeline straight to you. With
All right.
intent, aggressive intent.
I pull my knife out of my apron pocket.
Can James see these?
Yes,
Or does he
can.
not see them? He can-
James sees them, and he sees them more vicious and horrible than everyone else. He sees them as each step they take, there's a dark shadow that follows them, and each step they take on the grass kills the grass. And they're coming, and there's one that's got a murderous rage. They've got red eyes, and it looks like the most foul, demonic beast that James could possibly think of, and it's heading straight for him with murderous intent.
James will run, if he can, towards Garen's And as he runs, he's going to throw what's left of his flower. And as he throws the flower, he's going to say, "Lancelot is with us!" And he jumps into him to try to buy everybody some time.
Okay, so in that case, I guess so. You're just basically just going to try and hold it there, yeah. So if you want to do kind of like do a fighting brawl,
Come on, James. That's a success.
Okay, so you've grabbed hold of one, and it's struggling with you. And these things are a lot more aggressive than the ones you've previously seen. And it's struggling, and the teeth seem to be trying to bite at your face, but you're just holding it back. And everyone can see that he is physically kind of wrestling with this creature. To you guys, it's not as vicious as James sees it, but it's still pretty, it's like one of those creatures that you've seen before.
Well, Holland is going to basically use his milk tray thing as a barrier, and he's going to, just take off running and try to bull his way through his.
All right, no problem.
Can I,
in that case,
can I make a strength roll?
You can indeed.
Saying there's a chance. I'm going to spend 6 luck and make that a success.
Okay, you make that a success, and I spend a nat 20 for the thing to grab hold of you. So it's in a grapple.
Son of a bitch.
So you are now grappling with another one, and just stood there. Okay, who's next?
Garen will follow behind James when James takes off and pulls away from his hand, and then Garen is right behind him as he's locked up with this creature. He'll say, "These armor, son. We can fight our way through, but together." And he'll swing the sword around, and he's going to go right for the neck of this monstrosity that James is struggling with.
Okay, no problem. Do a fighting brawl then.
That is a...
Okay, do damage.
34 damage.
You cut it. How do you want to kill it? You go ahead.
To go
here's
through
what
that one and into the next one with that swing. I mean, oh my gosh.
I would love to, because there's one coming after each of us, right?
Yeah.
And so James got on the one that was coming after me. There's one that's coming after James. I want to see if I can follow that through and at least knock down or kind of knock back the other one that's coming.
You basically cleave through both of them in one huge, powerful sweep, and they just crumble to the ground. And this black ichor just sprays all over the floor.
Sprays over his face, and his eyes kind of go dark for a second. Then he reaches a hand down for James, and he says, "We can make it together, boy. Come on."
Okay.
And what James would see is, as he reaches down for him, he sees not Garen, but he sees a fully clad and mailed knight with a visor up, reaching down, and he knows without a shadow of a doubt it is King Arthur, and he takes his hand.
Okay. Dab? There is one coming for you.
Yeah, okay. So I've been taking some notes, like a good secretary. Practicing at least, I can put this down as a day's worth of job experience, I figure. And I'm going to pull out my knife, and, it looks like he's been going for the neck, so I'm going to go for the neck with my big butcher's, the big knife that I grabbed.
Okay, go ahead, fight and brawl.
I'm going to nat 20 it.
Okay, do damage. You swing, and it just cuts right through the neck.
Nice. Okay. How much damage is a big knife? I think a knife's D4 or D6. So I'm just gonna
say
roll
D6.
Okay, nice. Excellent. All right. So there's and then there's my damage bonus. So 5.
Okay, you swing and you just cut this thing's neck, and blood just pours out as
Oh
it falls
god!
to the ground, and it sprays you in blood, and it just
God!
collapses. Holland, you're in grapple with this gentleman. What would you like to do?
I just want to, again, I'm kind of lost it a little bit, and I just want to get the hell out of here. So,
Okay.
It's kind of grabbing me, and I'm just going to try to use the milk cart to kind of get some kind of separation and just reach myself free.
Do a fright and brawl, or a strength, whatever one you want to do.
I would prefer strength. I'm just trying to rip myself free of its grasp.
I'll let you do a strength.
I am going to use 17 luck.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, because of that, I'm gonna say you try to get away, and then you swing and you hit him with the milk carton thing, and it cracks against its skull and it falls to the ground. So you lose the milk, but you're free to kind of like
ever lost a delivery.
Well, so they're all down, and the doctor is just standing in front of you, and he seems to slowly be backing towards the door. He goes, "I can help you."
We're getting out of this place, Doctor. I don't know where you got your medical license, but it should really be revoked. I will be speaking to my mother's on the board, and we talk to her about this.
I'm going to write a very strongly worded letter about all this. But right now, you just stay out of our way. We're going.
He kind of holds up his hand. He goes, "You cannot leave." And
Well, we're going to try real hard.
Tally-ho!
Okay, he's literally standing in front of you now.
I'm going to try to shoulder check him.
You're going to try and shoulder salt?
Yeah, I still have my meat cleaver, and I'm just going to be like, I'm sorry. You're just not going to make it today. And I'm going to just swing at him.
Fight and brawl then?
I'm probably not going to. Nope. I miss.
You miss? You miss, and almost in kind of like unexpected horror, really, this creature before your very eyes kind of morphs into a kind of like, its body kind of like twists and turns, and it gets bigger and bigger and more muscular as kind of like you approach it, and it goes, "No one leaves."
Oh no!
Okay, who wants to go next?
Got my knife still.
And you got a nat 20.
I used the nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
It's gone. I know.
All right.
So,
I'm
I'm gonna
tired.
try to stab it with my knife.
You want to stab it with your knife, Garen? Do you want to stab it as well?
Yes. So she's going at it with a knife. I think Garen's going to come in.
I'm gonna go for like the legs.
Okay.
He's going to swing at the other leg. At the
Nice.
back
All
of the
right.
neck.
Okay. So roll. Go ahead, guys. Roll.
James is coming in with the last of the flour.
Okay.
Oh my god! I think I succeeded. I succeeded, guys!
All right. Roll damage.
So did I.
Oh, you sons of bitches.
Okay. Roll damage then, James. Is a 1d4.
Roll my 1d4.
1d4.
I got 7 points of damage.
4 points of flour damage.
I just imagine you hit the bag of flour like thunk.
Yeah.
Man,
Garen,
celiac disease is nothing to laugh at.
Okay. And just to have
It's
some
not.
fun, Harlan, do you want to have one last go at him? Go on. I believe in you.
Sure. I'll
believe
take
in
one
you.
last swing with the cleaver. This one's for you, honey, and I miss.
Got advantage.
And,
Got advantage.
Oh my god!
Yes! Yeah!
And I buried the
damage.
cleaver right in his chest.
Okay.
You broke my heart. Now it's time
Alright.
for me to return the favor.
Okay, so, The speed of Tabitha charges forward, and with the speed, she kind of does a quick series of 2 slashes onto the leg as it wails out in pain and drops to one knee. Then Garen comes in from the other side with, holy speed, and just cleaves the other leg completely off, and it kind of all falls. Hauling comes in with the meat cleaver and just absolutely buries it so far into the doctor's chest that you lose the meat cleaver. It just disappears from the hand. It just wails out, and then James comes with the bag of flour and just goes right across the face as it falls to the ground with a huge loud crash. And as that happens, the doors slowly open and you see bright lights for you.
Going for it.
Yeah? All
Yeah.
going for it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all go out and the cold air just hits you in the face. And as you kind of all these lights above you, you see they're bright, but then some of them are flashing blue as a turn around. And you can see multiple people outside all staring at you. And you shake your head and trying to make sense of what's happening. And all you hear from behind the thing is, "Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground!" And as the cold air of reality hits you, you look down. Every single one of you is wearing a Sanitarium uniform, blood head to foot. And as you look behind you, you see just normal people, a doctor, orderlies cut to shreds, and police pointing guns at you at the end saying, "Get down on the ground!" And that is where we're going to end.
You wanted meatloaf for dinner tonight, Mr. Holland?
Yeah, Holland on the way down drops to one knee and is like, will you make me dinner?
Of course! This will make my Jewish mother so happy.
Yeah, Rawhide would look at Garen and say, "That was a really great adventure, Your Majesty."
Garen would get down on the ground and put the sword down, and try to get James down too. We'll talk about that later, boy.
Yes, so that is it. That's the end of the Sanitarium. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope the chat enjoyed it too. It was quite hard to get through it in such a small amount of time. It doesn't give you much time to go through with it, but I tried. There were a few more things that I had planned that you have to kind of just through it. So we got to quickly get off before the next show starts on. I think there's the next show on. So we'll go through the cast and crew to see how you found it and all that jazz. So, Greg, how did you find it?
I thought it was great, buddy. I loved it. I thought your pacing was fantastic. Handling this gaggle of hurting these cats is fantastic work, my friend. It was creepy. I love the movements of the creatures. Everything was, or the human beings that we slaughtered. It was absolutely great, buddy. Loved it. Fantastic job, my friend. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. Join me over on our channel tonight. Don will say a little bit more about it. Dragonlance. May Black Roses Bloom, premiere episode tonight. But come back here next Wednesday, 1 to 4. It's where it's at. Don, great job. Or not Don, Christ. Tom, great job.
Okay, and Laugh Love Lindy.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I did a pre-gen character and I looked at my sheet and I was like, oh my god, she's so incompetent. But she rolled good when it counted. So there's that. And the good news for Garen is that Lou has escaped from 26 different asylums, so he's not going to be in there for long, and prisons. So, at least he's got an escape artist as a partner. But that was a blast. Poor Tabitha Baginski. That was crazy. I loved it. It was amazing. I hope we get to play another one of Tom's one-shots sometime. You can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy, Twitches and the Twitters, doing all sorts of tabletop RPG stuff. A lot less this weekend because I'm going to be in Canada. I'm going to be harassing Will in real life about all this Cthulhu stuff. And, just having fun, losing my sanity there. I'll be back next week on Wednesday for this amazing show.
Absolutely. And Don.
Man, I had a great time. I loved this one shot. I really liked the asylums. I loved the descriptions of everything from top to bottom. I think my favorite part was that the 4-heart room. I really dug that. Yeah, that was really cool. I hope we get to do more of these in the future because I love them. And I think for Garen, he's probably going to feel real guilty. He always feels guilty about everything, but it's gonna take him a while to get over this one probably. But I'm sure he'll be happy to know that Lockpick Lou is coming for him. I'm gonna get him out of prison, and if they can rescue James, maybe he'll try to get him some help if that's even possible. You can follow me on Twitter at Donathan Fry. I play various games tonight at 8 p.m. on Greg's channel, Grimjack21502. We're doing our first episode of May Black Roses Bloom. It's Dark Fantasy. It's Dragonlance. I'm really excited about it. Our session 0 last week was really cool. So if you're around, check that out tonight at 8 Eastern Standard Time.
Fandabby-dozy. And Pruitt, what do you think?
Garen, God may save his soul, but Lou's going to save his ass. So maybe we should run that one shot at some point. Anyway, had a superb time. Anytime I can play a dumb redneck, I jump at the opportunity. I basically was like, I want to do like Bubba from Forrest Gump, except with trucks instead of shrimp. And that was literally all I had going into this. And so, anyway, absolutely great, spectacular job. It was so much fun. I'm Pruitt, one half of WebDM. We have our videos on YouTube. We had a new one just come out today about unusual settlements. So you should check that out. I have my Spelljammer inspired game, which includes this man right here, old Grimjack. It's Starward Bound on Tuesday nights. We have a lot of crazy fun in space. You should also come over tomorrow night for Jim Davis's spectacular Dark Sun inspired world, which includes this lovely lady here. And so check that out. About to be right here with you for some Warhammer, and then later on tonight on our channel, we also have Grant Ellis running Invisible Sun. A lot of stuff going on. RPGN is going to be coming back soon here in the next couple weeks, so keep a lookout for that. But until then, hey, I can't wait to be back here next week, where we hope we can do some massive tip. Maybe. Hope. Maybe.
Absolutely. I certainly hope so. We've been waiting long enough. By the way, what was everyone's kill count? Or
I
guilt
killed
count,
one,
I should
and
say.
I made a lot of them slippery with. It's really gonna be really hard if we stop talking like this.
So you killed one and oiled many.
I lubed up so many of them.
Lubed up so many.
Yeah, you lubed them all up.
5 or 6, I think.
5 or 6. That's a lot of guilt, Garen. That's a lot of guilt.
I think I finished off the doctor, and that was it.
Were the hearts people?
Yeah.
No, well, they were your allies, so possibly, yes.
Stabbing each other, I would assume. Yeah.
Just sitting in that room shanking each other.
I did
James
finish
killed
with
no one then.
one luck. So.
Oh, very nice.
In a one shot, just use it.
Yes. However, myself, I'm Redundant UK. I stream on Twitch, here, there, and everywhere. Variety games. I think I'm going out through Fallout 4 at the moment, so you can go check that out. Also, I am going to be on Encounter Roleplay again this Friday for Americana, where a bunch of teenagers go around to try and solve the murder of 2 of their friends now. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Same time on Friday, 6 p.m. BST and 1 p.m. Eastern or something like that. Some strange moon time. So, yeah, that's it for us. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. And, yeah, I'll see you all hopefully next week. Now, I'm hoping Will do the whoa, or someone will do the whoa, so that we can say goodbye. So, bye-bye.